Call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Welcomes you to the Peter Edmiston
With CJ Hurt. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and CJ.
Welcome in, everybody. CJ, did you see my surprise there? Zach,
No.
did you see that?
What happened? What was the surprise? What'd I miss?
Let me show you. Look.
Oh, where'd he go? There he is. There he is.
Welcome in, everybody.
I feel like
We're
the
just playing a little
Power
game of
Rangers.
peekaboo. This is a little peekaboo game.
This makes me feel like Voltron, Power Rangers. You know how when Power Rangers get in the Zord and all the different Power Rangers on different screens? Same thing with Voltron. They're all on different screens.
Do I know when who? Come on. Yes, obviously. I know about the Power Rangers in this.
Which Power Rangers are they? Are your kids into Power Rangers?
Not at all.
Okay, good.
Absolutely zero.
Which Power Rangers are we on now? Because like every 2 years they get a reboot.
I don't know. Yeah, don't know that one. Have not explored. That's one of the few child game or whatever universes I've done a lot of video games and lots of cartoons and lots of other stuff. We have not explored Power Rangers as of yet. I'm just inspired really this morning. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Peter. He is CJ.
Hey, everybody.
I'm just inspired this morning by the fact that somebody sent in a picture of a grocery store in, I don't know. It's one of the states where you can sell liquor in the grocery store.
Okay, turn up.
They have replaced their salad bar because they can't do an open salad bar with just liquor.
Good.
Just big piles,
Good.
buckets of just liquor.
Let's get it.
Buckets of like little mini bottles of vodka and just, it's like if you can't, they got 40s, they got
40s?
Like just, yeah.
Been so
Tall
long since I had a
boys, you got the tall boys, you got the 40s, you got the 20s, you got the it's incredible. And so and you just walk along and just grab it's like a salad bar. You just sort of serve yourself, but you just grab the bottles as you need. Because really, in these uncertain times, other than Zach, no one is eating salad.
I had a salad yesterday for dinner, actually.
Yeah, but it wasn't a real salad though. It was
No.
probably loaded with all kinds of
No.
stuff. Right?
It was kale, spinach, red leaf, and cheese. A little bit of cheese. You've seen me eat salads before, Peter. Like, you know how I do my salad.
I know, but you normally eat them at like lunch, and you're begrudging. You eat them like out of. And you're
Yeah,
angry
I was
when you eat
angry.
them.
I was angry
And
when
you
I
eat them
ate that
angrily.
salad.
You eat them angrily.
Yes.
You're like.
I was swearing profusely. My wife was like, why are you making all that noise over there? It's just a salad. Is it that good? It's like, no, it's terrible.
No.
I'm cursing this salad
Yes,
as I force it down my mouth.
The idea that you have to eat a salad is as an entree, it makes me angry.
Yeah.
You have to do
Peter,
it every now and then, but it just makes me angry.
It is because this week, Monday, we had that pizza conversation. And so I was like, one of the other tricks that I use with my pizza to try not to eat a whole pizza is get the wings also. So get a 8 or 12 count wings and a large pizza. It's like, okay, surely I'm not going to eat all of the wings and all of the pizza. And guess what your boy did? Ate all of the wings and all of the pizza. So it's like, great. Now I need to make sure I'm getting some type of vegetables. So the rest of the week before dinner, I'll eat a salad to try and cancel out. That's the CJ Hurt diet.
I mean, I'm with you. I've tried some similar things, and I'll try to get like the breadsticks or the cheese sticks maybe. Like,
It does not matter. Gonna eat all the pizza and all of the breadsticks.
Yeah. Once you start eating the pizza, all bets are off. Especially if it's good, then just then you're gonna eat the whole thing. You just have to you have to know yourself. You have to know your limits or lack thereof, and accept it. Don't put it in the house. Just don't get in the house. As when I was at my most fit was when I had to. I couldn't even have it in the house. It just had to be not. If I knew it was there,
You're gonna murk it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because it's delicious. My God.
I mean, snacks of any sort, your chips, cookies, etc., all that stuff. Just if it was in the house, it was gone. Just forget about it. It's over.
Juice.
So yeah, discipline. Hard to come by. One of the most disciplined people I know, though, is the deacon of the dollar. He's so disciplined. He don't eat no meat, and I think that's why he can't be beat.
He eats all his veggies, and he knows quite a few Reggies.
He's gonna drive to the hole, and he's gonna try to dunk on your soul.
He can't make the ladies holler because he's all about getting them dollars.
He don't got time for any honeys because he's too busy counting all that money. Got a shooting stroke so pure.
Ooh, okay.
He's only going to miss once they find a cure
Oh.
for coronavirus.
No.
He got the contacts in today also.
That's right. And he's got the contacts in, ladies and gentlemen. He is Deacon Stacks, Zach Boyd, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, what's going on?
You tell me what's going on.
Well, actually, I have my glasses here. I
see them, but they're on your face. So what?
Yeah.
No one said you lost them or threw them. in the river or
No. But CJ said I had contacts on, but that's not true.
You don't?
Oh, you don't?
No.
I don't
What
see
do
the
you do?
glasses.
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
Why aren't you wearing your glasses?
Sometimes in the morning time, I don't put on my glasses.
But you need them to see.
Yeah. Like I put them on when I'm
Yeah.
driving, but
Yeah.
then when I get to the place that I'm
make a good
I'm
point.
there, I just take them off.
Hey, because you don't need to see anymore?
No, I just
You make a good point.
I'm just being lazy.
But you just picked them up to show us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might put them on eventually, but right now,
Who needs to see?
everything is in front of me. I'm farsighted. Excuse me, I'm nearsighted. I can't see far. I'm nearsighted. I can't see far. So everything here is close, so I can see everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're nearsighted or farsighted, so you can see.
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
You know, I was learning one of the breakfast recipes that I came across involved, sprinkling a few Scrabble tiles on my oatmeal, but then I was worried that my trip to the bathroom would spell disaster, so I have to.
Like, why?
I texted CJ that joke the other day, and he got so mad, so that I wanted to say it on the air to see what would happen when I did. And now I'm excited because look at him, he's very mad.
Come on, man. Like, why?
You get it, Zach. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about.
Why? Keep those to yourself, man.
I
Just
can't.
don't
They're too
don't
good.
share me.
Too
Share with
good.
me.
It's too good. What do I can't keep that from the people. I can't keep that beauty.
You sent that text, and I let out a plethora of profane words, and my wife is just on the couch looking at me like, "What happened? Is everything okay? What? Who did something? Like Peter did? Is
Yes.
Peter dead? No,
Yes.
Peter's not dead. Peter did something. What did he do? He texted me this. Like, why is that your reaction to that? I don't know. It makes me angry. I don't like it. It's oh gosh, it's the worst. Don't text me those things. Keep them to yourself, man. Share them with your family. Don't share with me.
Well,
I'm gonna block you.
then-
If I get another one, I'm blocking you.
You can. You listen. I have ways to get around that. I don't worry about that.
Like what?
Oh, yeah, don't worry about all that. But I have to text you because I can't because they're sick of it too. So I got to text somebody. It's the.
Text Rob. Text Kari. Text other friends of the program. Evan Barnes.
No,
like,
it's
text,
more fun. It's more fun.
Text
to text
Kramer. Don't text me. Adam would love to get one of those texts, I'm sure.
Woody.
I don't know, honestly. I wouldn't think anybody would, but I don't care. Just don't send it to me. Keep it to yourself.
Listen, I just think it's beautiful, and we should keep doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it, as a matter of fact. So, I'm going to keep sharing that with you. If you block me, then I'm just going to share it with you on the air. You can't block me on here, no matter how hard you try.
I'll take the headphones off.
You can.
Yeah, I'll take the headphones off.
But it'll be too late because I'll sneak them in on you.
No,
in the middle of an extreme conversation, like that's I'm just gonna sneak it in on you in the middle of something right there.
I don't like that.
Well,
there are 28 different Power Rangers, by the way. The most recent one is Power Rangers Dino Fury.
28 different individual shows?
Yes. So you've got Mighty Morphin that starts everything off. And then you got Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, Power Rangers Zeo, Power Rangers Turbo, Power Rangers in Space, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, Power Rangers Time Force, Power Rangers Wild Force, Power Rangers Ninja Storm, Power Rangers Dino Thunder, Power Rangers SPD. What the SPD is for, I have no clue.
SVU?
Space
Power Rangers
Patrol
SVU?
Delta.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. Power Rangers Mystic Force, Power Rangers Operation Overdrive, Power Rangers Jungle Fury, Power Rangers RPM, which is
Power Rangers Tropic Thunder?
No, that I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me get to the bottom of it.
Power Rangers
Mighty Morphin,
Tropical Punch?
Oh, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the reversion. Power Rangers Samurai,
What?
Power Rangers Super Samurai, Power Rangers Mega Force, Power Rangers Super Mega Force, Power Rangers Dino Charge, Power Rangers Dino Super Charge, Power Rangers Ninja Steel, Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel, Power Rangers Beast Morphers.
Beef Morphers?
Beast
The
Morphers.
Beef Morphers. I like
And
that. Let's
and
do that.
Power Rangers Dino
Morphers.
Fury. Those are all 28 of the incarnations of the Power Rangers.
I don't think that's that's not enough. Let's get some more of those. Seems like we really need.
We need more Power Rangers.
We need more of those. Yeah, we need more of those.
Power Rangers Sweet and Sour. Let's get it.
That's right. That's right. Fruity Power Rangers. Power Rangers Extra Cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to have the different varieties. Buffalo, hot honey heat Power Rangers.
Power Rangers Mango Habanera.
That's right.
You said
Honey
tropical
Gold.
fruit punch. Excuse me. Yeah, that's good.
right. Honey Gold Power Rangers are great. All right, so today we're going to talk to our friend Rob Fisher, who is losing his mind on social media, which is exciting. He tweeted out a video of him in slow motion attacking a root in his yard with an axe, and he called himself hashtag Hatchet Man. So,
Rob out here, man. He's out here getting
are,
after it in the yard. They built a playhouse, if I'm not mistaken, out back. He's doing some stuff.
It's pretty it's pretty wild, quite frankly. Pretty wild what he's got going on. So we're going to talk to him about that at 9 o'clock. I'm excited, too, because, boy, it's happening. I had a feeling it was going to happen. And it's happening. And I'm very excited about it. The Last Dance, the reaction, the fallout. You remember it was probably halfway through. And you had maybe, I think you first started watching it halfway through. But I remember 3 weeks ago or something, I came on and I was like, no, this ain't it. This is not a real, like there's problems here. Yeah. And it's only gotten worse, over the last little bit of the thing. I think that when we realize if you took away the pandemic aspect of this and you actually just looked at what it was, it would be pretty disappointing, frankly. But what I like about it now is that now we're getting into the shade. People are just actively mad about their portrayal in The Last Dance. And it's becoming even more obvious that, Michael Jordan and, his people had final cut on all this. So they were the ones who made the determination about what actually made the film and what didn't. And so if you look at like the executive producers, two of the executive producers are two of his closest advisors. He's obviously he had the ability to nix everything that's in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever's in there is what he allowed to be in there, and whatever's not in there is what he didn't want in there. So you can make your own determination when you kind of look at it through that lens about what made the cut and what didn't. But I know that one guy, Horace Grant, is extremely unhappy about how he was portrayed in this. And now that the whole thing is over, he was interviewed yesterday with Cap and Company in Chicago on ESPN 1000. Said it is, quote, a downright outright complete lie. Downright outright complete lie that he leaked all that information that came out in the Jordan Rules book. He said he's still friends with Sam Smith, but he would never, ever, ever do that. He said, lie, lie, lie. If MJ had a grudge with me, let's settle this like men. Let's talk about it. Or we could settle it another way.
Hey, we can settle this like gentlemen or step outside and get into some gangster stuff. Let's do it.
Gentlemen sometimes have to step outside as well. He said, it's only a grudge. That's all he's doing. It's only a grudge. I'm telling you, it was only a grudge. I think he proved that during this so-called documentary. If you say something about him, he's going to cut you off. He's going to try to destroy your character. He said Charles Barkley, they were friends for 20, 30 years. And then Charles said something about Michael's management with the Bobcats, the Hornets, and then they haven't spoken since then. And my point is, he said that I was the snitch, but yet after 35 years, he brings up in his rookie year going into one of his teammates' rooms and seeing coke and weed and women. My point is, why the hell do you want to bring that up? What's that got to do with anything? I mean, if you want to call somebody a snitch, that's a damn snitch right there.
Well,
is he wrong? Where's the lie?
This is the interesting thing about Jordan to me, that the greatness of Michael Jordan on the court allows him to do things that otherwise we would frown upon as a society. We would frown upon you unnecessarily bringing up the coke and the women. We would frown upon you being for all intents and purposes, a bad teammate, an overbearing leader. We would frown on you going at your boss, the GM, the way that you went at the GM. Like, we would frown upon those things. But because Michael is 6-time champion, 6-time final MVP, 2 3-peat runs, we allow him to get away with it, and we mystify the persona of Michael Jordan. I think that is a documentary in and of itself. Why greatness gets away with so much. That is I was hoping that we get that with this documentary, but we didn't. We got further mystification, further mythological creation of Michael Jordan. And for what it was fine. But if you were looking for it to be something deeper, something more than that, it just wasn't. And it was clear midway through, like you said, that it just wasn't going to give you much more other than mythological Michael Jordan stories.
I mean, the first ones were fine because it was older stuff and high school and college as a kid. But once we started getting into the professional stuff, and you just started seeing that there was no retelling, or all of it was strictly from Jordan's perspective, that you weren't getting anything about him as a father. You weren't getting anything about him, those kinds of relationships. You were getting stuff that was being, like discredited, and Horace Grant saying stuff like that, just not true. On top of that, you had the whole pizza situation, which unfolded yesterday. That's pretty incredible. We're going to talk about that, and up next, we're going to talk about that and why Robert Parrish, a former Celtics legend, has gone up in my estimation as a result of all of this.
Okay.
So we'll do that when we continue here in the Family Leisure Studios. Peter, CJ with you. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof, or even if you need one, by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. 5 Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. 5 Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
If you could hear a DQ treat, what would it sound like? A Blizzard treat sounds like family board game night. A Sunday sounds like an indoor movie marathon. And a Fudge and Crunch cake sounds like a birthday wish come true. Ah, the sweet sound of treats. Use takeout or visit the DQ drive-thru for all your favorites. Thank you for making us part of your together.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Just turn it up fire and keep it burning. It a burn like a tire, me have a burning sun. And if we try for retire, me leave them yearning. None it can't out my flame. No, it can't quench, can't cool, can't tame.
Welcome back in. Got a text to get you on the First Bank text line. Be a part of the show. Text in 67129 on the First Bank text line, or give us a call 360-8255 on the First Bank phone line. Texter texted in and said, I bet Similac shot hoops all night. He wants that money.
Oh, I bet he did.
Unfortunately, no. But best believe, I will drop a video of me playing basketball.
Okay.
Oh, please do.
God.
Please do.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, we have to see that.
Zach's going to make me get in shape just so I can run a pickup game with him.
Mm-hmm.
Be on his team. See if it's...
There's a few videos of me floating around out there on the old Twitter of various times I've been at the Grizzlies facility taking some shots, and people filming me. There's one of me hitting a half-court shot at the Grizzlies facility to win the media half-court shot challenge. So that's cool. I shut that thing down. And then some other, if you want to take a look, I don't know, they're not the best. So there's a pregame one. Took some jumpers, just hitting some shots. So that's, if you want to see that, that's out there. People put that out there. I don't know where you find it, but it's somewhere, because I remember seeing it.
Another texter texted in on the topic of Last Dance and Michael Jordan. Without MJ, there would not have been a Last Dance. Without MJ, NBA would not be what it is today. In all the different countries around the world, without Air Jordan brand, other brands would not be what they are today. Don't piss Jordan off. Most are jealous of who he was and his ability. Was he a bully? Maybe, but his work ethic spoke volumes. Horace Grant is irrelevant in The Last Dance. He got swept after he bragged about beating the Bulls in '95. The pizza story, only a few know the truth. Fact remains, Pippen needed MJ, MJ needed Pippen. Bulls front office were fools for how they treated Phil Jackson and the other players. As far as the last year together, and saying they were old.
So here's a few things. number one, what we're talking about with the movie and his perception and all that stuff is separate from him as a player. Like, as a player, Jordan, I mean, you don't have to, there's no more that needs to be said. Like, Jordan is an icon. He is easily the greatest, second, top three, no doubt. So that's not, no one is even saying that. I mean, in terms of being a player, he's a million miles ahead of Horace Grant. But that's not the point. We're talking about, what this documentary was supposed to be, or what this alleged documentary was supposed to be, and what it turned out to be, and the difference between those two things. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about the difference between those two things, and that's a big difference. There was supposed to be all this hidden footage. We saw no hidden footage that I could tell that was of major consequence. There was some interesting behind the scenes stuff, but nothing that was earth shattering or I can't believe you sat on this for 20 years. Oh, it's the story that has to be told. It was, they were in the locker room and they were okay. It was not as mind blowing as I would have expected. That's for sure. And there wasn't much of it, frankly. I mean, the way he jumped around from year to year, went back and forth and all that. Second thing is, Jordan. You remember Jordan is the one who makes the decision on what was in the documentary, what wasn't. For example, if this is about The Last Dance, okay. Now, what theoretically, what was the idea behind The Last Dance? What was that supposed to be?
What do you mean?
What was the pitch? It was an unprecedented
look at that final
last season.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So why was that whole sequence with Scottie Pippen and not taking the shot with 1.8 seconds left, when that didn't involve Michael Jordan, that didn't involve that last season, that didn't involve anything? It wasn't even really. It was sort of alluded to. It was never really talked about again after it came up in that one stretch. Why was that in there, and why would Jordan want that in there for what was his ultimately his documentary about his situation, his run in particular?
I don't know. I got nothing for you. If it was in there, and then they get to the Scotty why, how did you feel? Why did you feel like this was the right thing to do? If you could go back, would you do it differently? How did that affect the relationships with you and your teammates going forward? And then get to Michael Jordan. Hey, when you're in this moment in the playoffs in the 96 season, did you think about that at all? Did that come up at all when you guys got into some of those closer contests with the Jazz or the Pacers or whomever you guys got into some of the close contests with? If those types of things were going back and forth, it would make sense. But outside of that, it didn't make sense for it to be in there.
That's what makes it interesting to me. I'm more. My beef is more with the filmmaker. I wouldn't expect Jordan to be able to dispassionately step away and just say, make this I don't want, whatever, warts and all, you throw it all in there, about me as a dad, about me as the, I would, but I'm more about the filmmaker. It was well, put together. It was as a piece of work, it was good, but it was just a real, I don't know. I use the word the hagiography. It's that's what when you just cover up all the bad stuff and you only really want to present someone in the highest possible light. And you basically want to make a saint out of them. That's what I would describe it. In Jordan, there were a few little minor details that were thrown in there to sort of but for the most part, it was as favorable a portrayal as possible. And there really, again, just doesn't seem to be a lot of vetting, like that pizza story. Tim Grover, his trainer, says 5 guys went to deliver the pizza. The guy called in over on Monday and then started talking about on Fox Sports Radio and told the whole story on a Salt Lake City station and also on the Ben Maller show. And I heard Eli and Greg played it yesterday. The story was he said he's a Bulls fan. He named his child after Michael Jordan. He was the manager of the place. And so when the order came in and he suspected it was from the Bulls, then he made the pizza himself. It was extra pepperoni. He delivered it himself. There were only 2 people, not 5. And the story kind of breaks down like, so why include that in the accusation is that he was intentionally poisoned by someone in Utah? Does that make any sense at all? Would you call the pizza company and say, this is a pizza for Michael Jordan. Please don't do anything to it. That's for sure. This is for Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the greatest player of all time who's going to play against your team tomorrow. It would be a shame if anything happened to this pizza. So make sure, please, do not do anything to this pizza. Thank you. No, you're not doing that. You're just going to order a pizza. It's not going to be Jordan. Hi, my name is Michael Jordan. I'd like a pizza, please. Here's my credit card. No, he's got his people to do that, which he did. And so I don't buy that story either. And then the capper, CJ, where Robert Parrish goes up in my estimation. Robert Parrish and Jackie McMullen wrote a couple pieces about this. Told a story. He said, what set Larry Bird apart from Magic and Jordan was he wasn't an in-your-face leader like they were. He had too much respect for us. If you weren't having a good night, he was more inclined to encourage you or not say anything at all. But Magic and Jordan would jump all over you. In one of his first practices with the Bulls, Parrish botched one of the plays and was amused to find Jordan jawing at him because he played, for that 96-97 Bulls team. People forget Robert Parrish was like a 15th man on that team. He said Parrish botched one of the plays and was amused to find Jordan jawing at him just inches from his face. Notice that Parrish was never even seen in this documentary. I told him, I'm not as enamored with you as these other guys. I've got some rings too. At that point, he told me, I'm going to kick your ass. I took one step closer and said, no, you really aren't. After that, he didn't bother me.
This goes to my point before the documentary got started.
What did Zebo say? You remember what Zebo said?
Where
I come from, bullies get bullied.
Oh, okay.
Where I come
These
from,
hands
bullies
don't
get
blow?
bullied.
Okay.
No. Where I come from, bullies get bullied. And that's what Robert Parrish was just simply saying right there.
Before the documentary got started, I said that Jordan, one of the things that bothered me about people like Jordan was that they know who to pull it with and who not to. So you'll punch Steve Kerr, but you won't go at Robert Parrish. You won't go at Charles Oakley. You won't go at Dennis Rodman. You'll try and bully a Horace Grant, but you won't try and pull those same stunts with others. You'll bully Kwame Brown, but you won't go at Jerry Stackhouse in that same sort of way. So that is the thing with some of these players and why we feel like we have to, I know why, because secretly we want to be able to be mean to other people in the name of some greater good. But that's not how the world works. And so if you think that Jordan is doing this to everybody, you're mistaken. And if you think that nobody's standing up to Michael Jordan because he is so great, you're wrong. Michael Jordan and the Bulls, I said this before the documentary got started also, were the crybabies of that era. And I feel like you can kind of see it come out some in this documentary. This tough guy persona that Jordan and others try to put on during this documentary, you dig deeper into it, and it's just a bunch of dudes who are being petty and complaining. Like we didn't have Twitter back then, but if we did, we would know more about what is going on the plane when Jordan calls Horace Grant outside of his name and says, don't feed him. Like we would know what happened in that situation. But because the history of everything, including sports, is told from the vantage point of the winners, of the champions, Jordan gets mystified in these situations. Jordan gets to add to the mystique and add to the mythology that is Michael Jordan with these messed up situations that pop off. And we don't hear about the situations, like you said, that make people look bad.
No, we didn't see the whole situation with Robert Parrish. We didn't see some of the other stuff like that. I'm sure other people have gone at Michael Jordan. It's just so. Anyway, I think the more that we look back at this thing, and the more these stories come out, as I'm sure they will, because Jackie McMullen has also reported, and she's pretty close to some of these guys, that Scottie Pippen hasn't said a word and is hurt, in her terms, is hurt by the way that he is portrayed. I mean,
Jordan got shoes to sell, man. Like, you don't sell him if all your dirty laundry, if some of your dirty laundry gets out there. He is really aware and hyper aware of the Jordan brand. This documentary, again, mystified him in a way that's going to allow him to make more money.
It could have been made by Nike. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
this could have, because the stuff that was included, the quote unquote flaws weren't even really that. They weren't really even that flawed. Like, it was.
I'm just too competitive. I love winning so much. I love winning too much a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I gambled, but it really wasn't that big of a deal because I got lots of money and I was able to control it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't. What else did we learn that was like raw and honest and what? That was. I think we were just kind of sold a bill of goods. What this documentary or what this was supposedly. It was a great experience for everyone to kind of come together and watch it, because we have so few sports-related things now to actually come together and watch. You know, we have such a limited menu of things that truly bring people together that you can watch unfold for the first time. It's not live, but you can watch it for the first time all together. It felt like we were all kind of coming together to watch games like we used to do on social media and together and all that stuff. So that was fun. Like, that part of it was fun. But I think if you put that, like, I've seen some, like, this doesn't hold. This can't sniff the jock of the OJ Made in America documentary.
It's not the same.
It's not even in the same on the same planet. It is. That was a real documentary over something that I didn't really think you could. I mean, like, we've seen plenty of shows and documentaries and stuff. I mean, the OJ stuff has been explored. You know, prior to that, it had been explored tremendously. You're talking tons and tons of movies and TV shows and news reports and all that. I mean, what more was there to learn? Well, it turns out a lot. Turns out there was a lot, and it wasn't just about OJ. It was about the racial climate that he grew up in. It was about the impact of class relationships, what it means to rise in class, what it means to deal with police brutality over the years, what it means to deal with interracial marriages and the disparate feelings that brings up, what it means to deal with celebrity and what celebrity does to you, what the culture of television was at that time, and how the trial was covered. And this thing hit like 6 or 7 major things on top of just telling the story, and did it like flawlessly, and did it in 7 hours, not 10, and was, I mean, still one of the crowning achievements of like documentary filmmaking that I've ever seen. I may go back and watch it again. Some of that stuff is extremely unsettling to see, but man, it's there for a reason. Nothing's in there that doesn't need to be in there. I just thought it was so spectacular, and I see people trying to compare it, and it makes me angry because it's not even in the same. It's gross to make that comparison.
They're completely different things. They both get the name documentary, but it is a different sort of story being told. The Last Dance, to me, I put in the same sort of documentary category as The U, where we are getting these really cool stories that people may or may not know, and adding to the creation of the lore and the legend that is that University of Miami run in the 80s and early 90s, and then again in the late 90s and early 2000s. And this is another one of those things that's getting some of those legendary stories out there, but there's not much else other than that. And don't get me wrong, legendary stories are great. And we talked about it some on Monday, the fact that everybody didn't grow up with Michael Jordan, so everybody's not aware of some of these stories. And so that was cool. Seeing people react and talking to people who were like, yo, I didn't know Jordan did. Oh, yeah. I remember where I was as a kid when I watched Jordan hit that shot. Or I remember where I was as a kid when I watched the Bulls go on this run. So that part of it is great. That part of it is cool. But when you have a personality like Michael Jordan, when you have personalities like Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen, don't just give us the cool stories. One of the things that the O.J. Simpson documentary gave us was a deep, extensive look at the background of O.J. and of the other people in the documentary, and explained how it all led to this and why it all led to this. I feel like they could have did that more in The Last Dance, and then it would have been as advertised. I still want a Last Dance on that Chicago Bulls team, because I've seen this question go out there on social media and people talking about it. Which team would you like to see get a Last Dance-ish type of documentary? And I still think it's that Bulls team. Like that because we didn't get that. We didn't get what they told us we were going to get. What we got was a mystification of Michael Jordan and then adding on to the mythology that is Michael Jordan without actually digging in and looking at the culture and the psychology and the psychosis of the people involved in the documentary.
I think that there is still that opportunity to do that. I think the other thing is, there was a lot of it just interesting. We didn't get anything about Jordan from the end of that season, 98 on. He had 3 years in Washington. We just didn't even talk about. Mm-hmm. He has all these years as an owner and a GM that have not gone well. And I think it would have been fascinating to hear his approach. How does it change the way he thought about Jerry Krause? Because the decision that he made about Kemba Walker, and that he and his front office at that time refused to pay, didn't want to overpay Kemba Walker to keep him around, and so let him walk. That was something that he talked about with his team, and he wanted them all to come back for 1-year contracts. Would you have done that? I mean, I get that the Hornets are in a different position than the Bulls were, obviously, but I mean, you're talking about your one-star guy, and you not only didn't trade him when he had maximum value, but then you didn't keep him after that either. So you just didn't do anything. He's been at very best a mediocre general manager, and that's being kind in terms of ownership and all that. How do we contrast? How do we contrast that? Like, what is that like? What has that been like for him? I mean, those things are interesting. We got none of that. So I just the more I look back at it, the more I think it was really disappointing and a missed opportunity.
We got some messages on Facebook and Periscope and on the text line. You want to do it here?
Let's do that up next. Let's get to that up next. Anyone else wants to weigh in on that? Now's a time to do that on the First Bank text line in the Family Leisure Studios. This is Sports 56 Mornings. Peter and CJ with you. Real Sports Talk Sports 56 96.1 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Hey everybody, our friends at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch say congrats to the high school and college class of 2020. And it's a great time to help your grad get a new or pre-owned Chevy. And if you're ready to get that new Suburban, Tahoe, Silverado, Blazer, or even pre-order one of those hot new Corvettes, All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch is where you want to be. Because the people at All-Star Chevy make it fun, easy, and safe, whatever makes you comfortable. They'll even bring any All-Star Chevy car, truck, or SUV to you. And you'll pay a lot less than at those city dealers. GM's financing means no payments for 4 months and 0 interest for 84 months. That's on any new Equinox or Silverado. Thousands in cash back with Blazers, Silverados, and more. And everybody at All-Star Chevy has one job: to make sure you get a better deal, have more fun, and in record time. And all sanitized and safe for you. They'll even pick up and deliver for maintenance and service. Remember, it's not the Pike, not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Collierville. It's gotta be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Whether you're working remotely, taking web classes, binge-watching TV, or gaming, Dell is here to help you find the right tech. From XPS and Alienware computers that are redefining what's possible with 10th Gen Intel Core processors to the latest top brand electronics, our seamless tech solutions will help keep you connected. Plus, get free shipping. Call us today at 800-BY-DELL. That's 800-BY-DELL.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
This is Peter Edmiston from Sports 56 Mornings. During this coronavirus pandemic, all of us at Sports 56 urge you to please stay home, practice social distancing, and wash your hands often. While you're home, stay connected with Sports 56. Turn us on your radio, phone, computer, or smart speaker and stay up to date and connected. This is a tough time for everyone, but we will get through it if we all do our part. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay connected with Sports 56 and Sports56WHBQ.com.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Welcome back in. Sports 56 Morning. Got some messages to get to. Jackie Edmiston on the Facebook says
What? What?
Yeah, any relation?
I don't know. There's not that many Edmistons out there.
No, that's a very, very unique last name. Well, you guys will have an interesting conversation whenever y'all get together for the family cookout. The Last Dance just proves MJ is the best. Bird, Magic, Miller, Grant, all the greats say he was the best, and don't piss him off. Another message on the Periscope says, "Are y'all serious?" Yes. Text on the First Bank.
What's not to be serious about?
I don't know. On the text line, y'all are being awfully nitpicky. Seems to me you should have enjoyed the documentary for what it was, to the legacy of Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Another texter chimes in on Zach giving us video of the shot, says, "LOL. Breast Milk said he's going to drop a video of him playing basketball. Nobody wants to see you.
Let's go.
Nobody wants to see you trying to show some offense when you complain about getting some good defense in pickup games. No thanks. We're good."
I want to see that
video's dropping.
Just
be
prepared. What's your what's going to be your track? What's the track on it? What we got? I want to see what.
I haven't thought about.
We got to get the edit. We got to get the edit on this. We got to get that edit together. I don't think to answer the one texter. Yes, we're serious, or at least I am. I can't speak for CJ. As far as being nitpicky, I don't think it's nitpicky at all. I think it's a really important distinction. We were promised a certain thing. This was hyped for literally, this has been years of hype. And so it was promised that it would be a certain thing that it wasn't. It wasn't that at all. And I just feel like it's a really big missed opportunity. If everyone can put Jordan up on the pedestal as a player, and they should, he's a phenomenal player, an amazing player. I mean, no doubt. That's not what this was supposed to be, though. I mean, we have enough of that. I remember, they made me watch Come Fly With Me, the VHS tape of Come Fly With Me, in gym class in 1993. I had to watch that over and over. My PE coach was a big Jordan fan, so we had to watch that tape over and over. So I watched plenty of Jordan highlight reels and all that stuff. We didn't need that. I mean, you could just go back and watch those old games or whatever if you want to, but this was supposed to be more. This was supposed to be a documentary. It's supposed to be stuff that we'd never seen before, stuff that if all you want is just someone to reaffirm that Jordan is the best and that's it, then okay. I mean, then fine. That's what it did. You think Jordan's the best, and you're fine with him doing what he did to teammates. Okay. I mean, and that, look, it worked for him. The one thing I will say, it was authentic to Jordan. That was truly his personality. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think you can't make somebody something they're not. We're seeing this with Ja Morant. He is naturally, what did I talk about back in October in the first preseason game, CJ? I was like, this dude is a superstar. You can just see it. It just comes off of him. It's not either you got that thing or you don't. You know what I mean? You can't fake it. And that same thing with like whatever leadership style you got. Ja's a leader, whether he wants to or not, because people naturally follow behind him. And he's not giving big rah-rah speeches or anything, but in the fourth quarter, he's like, let's go. And guys get into that. Jordan's natural leadership style is to be a bully and to go after guys and to pick at guys. And to, that's the way. And some guys respond really well to it. And as Robert Parrish points out, some guys don't. And the ones that didn't get mentioned in the documentary. I don't know why they had to drag Scotty Burrell into this thing, like do him as dirty as they did him. I don't really understand about that, but I don't know. Like we got plenty of those documentaries about, or we got plenty of the stories about how Jordan is amazing and all that stuff. Yeah, we got all that.
I mean, some of us want to be able to say whatever we want to say and get away with it, and I think that is why there is such a strong reaction and a mystification of Jordan, the leader, because Jordan, the persona and the image that he puts off is, hey, I took food away from people if they weren't playing hard. I'll punch you in the face. I'll talk about you. I'll scream and holler in your face. We can do this however you want to, because I'm Michael Jordan and I'm great, damn it, and that's what got us wins. And that's not true, because if that was true, when Jordan went to the Wizards, that leadership style would have worked. Jordan as a owner, general manager, that sort of leadership style would be working if that were true. And it breaks down and gets to the heart of, I don't want to get too philosophical here, but the human experience.
Let's go. Okay.
Where it is not, you don't have the control over your life that you think you do. You don't have the amount of control over your life that you think you do. Jordan is great because Jordan is simply great. He was blessed from birth with being great. Now, that leadership style, that competitive drive, did it help? Sure. But that is not at the heart or the core of what makes Jordan great. The story that I grew up on Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan didn't make his high school basketball team, and he used that to motivate him the next year to get on the team. When in actuality, Jordan didn't make the varsity team, I think, his freshman or sophomore year, but he was on JV, and then by work, you mean shot up 6 inches, and yes, that helps.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
And that's not the juxtaposition between the two. I'm so motivated and I'm hyper focused, and that's what makes me great, versus no, you were just born with this raw ability, this supreme talent, this supreme gift. The juxtaposition between those two things didn't get explored in the documentary, and we don't talk about it enough. And it's in part, again, because we feel like we have more of a say-so and more of a sense of control over our lives than we actually do.
I think that's well said. I think we do. The life is funny how we search and constantly try to find control that we don't have, and we can't. That's just it's a constant theme. It's been a theme for generations and since time immemorial. How much do we actually control of our fate and our destiny and all that stuff? Some of it, but not really. I mean, you know all the stories about all the people that have been in unbelievable physical shape and got hit by a car and that was it. Like a tree falls. I had a family member that's how they got a severe injury and ended up ultimately dying from the tree falling on them. Like it's just that's stuff happens. Like I don't know. It's sad, but it's just it's a reminder of life is life is a lot of it's out of our control. And so you do the best you can. People that are meticulous and that are have that kind of personality like Jordan does. I don't think anyone's knocking Jordan. I hope as a player. I mean, he's unassailable as a player. But we're talking. This is supposed to be about humanizing him and about looking into his personality and all that stuff. And I think what you see is, he's either very shallow by design because he just doesn't think it's the right thing to do, or that that he should be in there exploring that aspect of his personality for all to see, exposing that. Or maybe it's just not there. Maybe there's nothing else to expose. Maybe he just doesn't have a lot of depth. Maybe he's just, that's his drive and that's what's there, and that's it. I mean, I would like to know, is he happy? Does he seem he's got like kind of a close circle of friends? One thing I will say, too, to give Jordan a bit of a pass on one thing, I think the amount of celebrity that he dealt with is pretty astonishing. I think it was easier to deal with at that time because there wasn't the proliferation of Twitter and social media. And so you wouldn't, if you were at the casino, it wouldn't be, nowadays it would be that 2:30 a.m. trip to the casino would be all over social media at 2:31 a.m. Here's at Michael Jordan at the craps tables. Here's, that would be his life under that spotlight is totally different. I think the players today have it harder in that sense. The flip side of that, though, is that because there's so much social media and because there's so many different people out there and there's worldwide stuff, I don't think that anyone could be as big a star as Michael Jordan was because they're not going to be on TV. They're not going to be in commercials. They're not going to be all over the place. I think Jordan, in terms of athlete and American athlete internationally, is about as big as it's ever going to get. And maybe Tiger is the only other guy that can be in that same neighborhood. And dealing with that much celebrity is exhausting. So I will say that I give him a pass for that because I don't know how anyone handles everything you do being scrutinized. As soon as you step out of a hotel, you are just mobbed by people. That seems not a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you. So that part I give him a pass on. The other stuff, not so much. We got a whole lot coming your way. Hour number 2, we're going to spin the wheel of conversation. We're also going to talk to Rob Fisher coming up 9 o'clock. Plenty more to get to here. Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Folks, Bob Burkheimer for Sunrise Buick GMC Truck. A lot has happened overnight and just wanted to let you know we're open at Sunrise for all your automotive needs. Service, body shop, parts, and sales. Go online to sunrisememphis.com to schedule an appointment. Should you need a vehicle, we're offering 0% up to 84 months with deferred payments up to 120 days. You can shop online. We'll bring the car or truck to you. At Sunrise, we know you want to feel safe, so bring your car or truck to any Sunrise location and we'll disinfect it at no charge. Sunrise, stress-free and safe. Covington Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville.
Geico presents, not again, another voicemail from your roommate.
Hey, man, so I was in a rush to get to work and I left the back door open. Could you shut it? I left it wide open. While you're there, could you also turn off the oven? And all of the burners. My mom never let me use the oven. I wonder why.
The Geico Insurance Agency could help keep your personal property protected, like if it's your roommate's first time operating an oven. Visit geico.com to see how easy it is to switch and save on renter's insurance.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
At Victory Auto Sales, that's victoryauto.org. We always ask our customers what they want most of the used car.
I want a car that runs when I turn the key. Don't want my appointment over there just waiting on me. Buddy. Throw away the cable. You'll never be late. With one of our cars because they are just darn great. I want a car that runs down the road, that doesn't leave me stranded while it's getting towed. I want brakes on my car so I can stop when I'm driving too fast and when I see a cop.
They want a car that starts. They want a car that runs. They want a car that stops. Victory Auto Sales, 901-380-5800. That's victoryauto.org. Check us out. We are at 4885 Elmore, just off Covington Pike. In-house financing, of course. Generous credit approval. Of course, don't forget to ask about our layaway. That's victoryauto.org, 901-380-5800. Fill out the credit app online or come by or give us a call, 901-380-5800.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
7 year long, them say experience me no have man that no fair man. Give me a blind man, easy up to find a gun when work is like a diamond. Poverty and nothing new. See my mother works hard to make a pot of stew.
Is this gonna be your music for your mixtape?
No.
I think your music is gonna be that. Do you remember the music that plays with Benny Hill? Do you remember the Benny Hill show? And it goes. That's the one that you want, right there. Look for the Benny Hill music. Look for Benny Hill theme, and then play that, Zach. That's what your mixtape music is going to be. I look forward to hearing this on the air. I'm very excited about that. Welcome back. It is hour number 2 here in the Family Leisure Studios. I am Peter. He is CJ. We've been talking about the fallout from The Last Dance and a couple guys, Horace Grant and Robert Parrish in particular, kind of standing up for themselves in the way that they were portrayed or not portrayed in the case of Robert Parrish in the quote unquote documentary. So that's fun. It's fun to see guys stand up for themselves and go after it and fight the conventional wisdom, which is terrific.
We got some text to get to on the first.
Well, then let's get to them. By golly.
Is CJ's use of the word betwixt like 20 times instead of using between and using the word juxtaposition in response to public outcry that he can't say Parmesan? Sir, madam, I have no clue what you're talking about. I feel
that's a great question. Have you responded to that though?
To what?
I mean the fact that you said Parmesan and
that's what it's supposed to be. Isn't it?
It's not. So have you talked to anyone about that? In terms of
listen, man, that's just how I say it. That's just how I do things.
Maybe
you can lead how you want to lead. That's just how I choose to lead.
You're not leading anybody because it's terrible and that's you're
break.
This is where I was like Michael Jordan in the spelling bee. Like if you didn't spell it right, I was just on you. Why don't you spell some more, huh? Come on.
Oh, word?
Come on, huh? Why don't you spell, huh? Why don't you try to spell a little bit? Yeah, that's what I thought. Get out of here.
Texas says, I feel sorry for the coach that didn't see the talent in Michael Jordan. I don't feel sorry for Jordan. If by see the talent you mean foresee him shooting up 4 or 5 inches in the summer, sure. But that's what happened. Another Texas says, You can't dismiss any elite athlete skill set as God-given talent. MJ worked hard to achieve his level of excellence.
No one is disputing that he worked hard.
But that
he was an extraordinarily hard worker. There's no question about that.
That work ethic is not the sole reason for the greatness. And now I think that when we talk about Michael Jordan, it is the work ethic and the competitiveness are the reasons why he's great. And no, it helps to be blessed to be 6'6". It helps to be blessed with an athletic ability to leap out of the gym. Those things help. And so when you have that as a bit of a mixed into the foundation of work ethic and effort and competitiveness, that takes you to a different level. But if Michael Jordan had that same work ethic, that same drive, but with somebody else's athletic ability, he would not be the same. I think we could all agree on that, I would think. If you gave Michael Jordan's work ethic and competitive drive to any really good player, any okay player from that era, that player is not going to have 6 championships because there's got to be talent behind those things. There's got to be actual ability behind those things.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it's every great player or every great whoever, doesn't matter who it is, athlete, performer, whatever. There's a mixture of pure God-given ability and hard work. It cannot be just one or the other. If you have somebody who is 5'7" and 130, the odds are, no matter how hard that person works, that person is never going to be able to be in the NBA. And if they are, like a Muggsy Bogues or Spud Webb, it's there's a lot of limitations and things. You're not going to be an all-star. That's it. So that part of it is that you have to be gifted with a certain amount of height. I mean, Anthony Davis, for example, he was a pretty good point guard for a while, and then all of a sudden he grew 10 inches one year and he became a center that can handle the ball and do all these other things and went through the stratosphere as a prospect. That's not him. He didn't do any. He didn't take some kind of medicine or anything. He didn't eat some weird meal or anything. He just grew. That's just that happens. Michael Jordan, you talked about him growing 6 inches that summer. That changed his whole profile. I mean, that sometimes you just get fortunate with that kind of stuff. Now again, these guys worked really, really hard on top of it too.
Yes.
But I will tell you this: people who lionize Michael Jordan's work ethic and all that stuff. This has been almost 20 years now covering the NBA. There's so many guys that work unbelievably hard. Zach's over at the facility a lot, and he's seen there's dudes there that are working constantly. You're talking about hours and hours and hours a day. You're talking about guys that are just ridiculously dedicated. Guys who, Jordan has a great work ethic, but so do pretty much everybody else that's in the league. So does everyone else pretty much. It's a matter of, do you have the talent, and are you, working smart, and do you have that little extra something that you can only get from God above? Because hard work, there's a lot of dudes that work hard. I can promise you that. They're lifting, they're running, they're shooting, it's not about not working hard. I promise you that.
Yeah, and if you take it to other aspects of society and other aspects of life, it is we live in a culture where the prevailing thought is very much you get what you work for, you get what you deserve, and that's not always the case sometimes. And I think that having that Bulls team and Michael Jordan serve as an example of some of these things that are going on in broader context with when we discuss society in general, I think that would have made it a much better documentary. But for what it was great. It is cool to get those stories. It is great seeing the hate for the Pistons as always. I really enjoyed one of the best rivalries in sports of all time. If you take it by era, was that Pistons-Bulls rivalry. I really enjoyed hearing them talk about that and seeing the reactions. Jordan giving us some more memes and gifts and stuff like that. I really enjoyed Dennis Rodman. Wish I had gotten into more of that psychology, but I really enjoyed the Rodman stuff.
There's a documentary there that you can just.
Oh, come on, man. The one of the behind the scenes clips you brought it up, the Larry Bird interaction after Jordan beats the Pacers. And he walks over and is cursing Larry Bird out because they're friends and that's what they do, how they greet one another. I really enjoyed those things, all of that. But it could have been a much bigger documentary than what it was, than the simple mythological creation and storytelling of what makes Jordan Jordan.
Yeah, I think it's about what it could have been, not so much what it was. In terms of now, the Timberwolves are going to be part of are hoping to be part of the solution.
Does anybody want to be part of the problem? No, I'm part of the problem.
Well, I think you'll find that lots of people out in public seem to be part of the problem. They have no issue. They're certainly not part of the solution.
Well, in their minds, they have crafted a narrative to where they're the solution and others are the problem.
Guess what? That didn't work like that. There's science. The cool thing about science is it's just science, and it just works. Viruses just work like viruses. There's no political. That's what they do. And so our job is to figure out what they're doing, why they're doing it, and how we can stop them. But there's no political lean to any of that stuff. So if you're not part of the solution, then you are part of the problem, regardless of what your narrative may be. There's lots of people who historically have had all kinds of ways to manipulate their minds to do all kinds of terrible things to people, thinking that they were part of the solution and not the problem. But turns out they were misguided. So in any event, no one, I don't think, wants to be part of the problem, CJ, but people often are part of the problem. The Timberwolves are not going to be part of the problem, and they're going to be part of the solution to this whole COVID-19 business because there is the Timberwolves, it's been a personal thing for the Timberwolves for a lot of reasons, but most notably because Karl Anthony Towns' mom has passed away as a result of COVID-19. And, she was, not only obviously cherished by her son, but also by a lot of people within the organization. She was very well known in Minneapolis and elsewhere for what kind of a woman she was. And so, not only do they want just to help in general, but also to honor her, they're trying to be part of a COVID-19 antibody study. And they're going to lead the league in this. They've got a doctor, an anesthesiologist by the name of Dr. Robbie Sika, who is part of the sports medicine team. He's going to kind of lead this along with the Mayo Clinic, which is in Rochester there in Minnesota, one of the leading medical centers and academic research centers for medicine in the country. They're going to try to do a league-wide study similar to the one that Major League Baseball sort of tried to do with the folks over at Stanford. And, we'll see what it shows with the NBA. I think it'll be a little bit different. Demographically, it's going to be a little bit different in the NBA. A lot more black folks will probably be part of the study, which should – because that previous study was 60% white, I believe. 80% white and 60% male. And so, that you would think certainly within a player population – the male part will be similar, but the white part probably will not be as similar. And given how it seems to be more deadly to communities of color, at least in America, that's going to be vital information in terms of who has antibodies, how you develop those, all that sort of thing. It was interesting because it's very confusing, CJ. You got sort of conflicting things going here when you're trying to figure out this disease. Like, number one, I think you would like for an antibody study like this to show that lots of people have them. Because if you have an antibody study where it's like 30-40% of people have some kind of antibodies, that means that they had the disease and didn't know about it, which means you can really accelerate the idea of herd immunity. You want to get up to like 70 or 80% of people that have it, then you can really, along with the vaccination to kind of boost up some of the other, that would really be a huge, leap. Eventually, that's where you need to be to get herd immunity. I think it's, you want it in the 80% range and higher. So, the Major League Baseball study showed that it was 0.7% of that population, not even 1% really. So that means you're a million miles away. Now, the good news is that means they didn't have the disease. So that's good, right? I mean, we don't want people to have it, but it's sort of counterintuitive because if you're going to develop herd immunity, you want people to have had it and to have developed those antibodies. So it's a conflict. The Premier League just did their first round of league-wide testing. And I think they found that 7 players out of 600 or so that were tested had it. 7 positive tests, which you think, wow, okay, well, that's good, which it is good. You don't want people to unnecessarily have this disease. But on the other hand, that tells you, are we just not testing the right way? Are we missing stuff? Because that seems like a very low number. That's 1%. That's right in that neighborhood of where the Major League Baseball study was. And that seems like we're missing something. So we need more of these studies because the data right now is pretty confusing.
The more studies we get, the clearer the picture becomes. And so with the NBA being predominantly black and a disease that is wreaking havoc in black communities more so than other communities, it could shine some sort of a light onto possibly why. it's not a secret. Black people have higher rates of the comorbidities and of the chronic illnesses. That is the theory, though. The theory is because those things are more prominent in black communities. When this disease gets in there, it causes more of an issue for black people. Testing NBA players who are amongst more of the healthier people in our population, that should clear some things up and really solidify that hypothesis. Also, on the topic of the whole antibody test, this thing is new. It's so new. I'm not sure if we know fully how we are supposed to test for the antibodies, what all the antibodies are when it comes to
are the tests good? Are they actually
good?
working?
Are you missing out on something? Is the antibody that you think is the antibody for it, is that the only antibody for it? Are there different antibodies? So there's a lot. That's the issue with it being novel. You've brought it up. Others have brought it up. The novel aspect of the coronavirus means that we really don't know, and we have to gather all of this information before we can then know how to proceed. So this study is going to be is great, just like the MLB study was great, just like the one conducted in the Premier League is good as well. Mm-hmm. But we need more of them, and we need the random studies also to start coming in with information so we can get a better fix, a better feel for what all this virus and this global pandemic is doing, so we know how to better attack it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, you have to, we talked about this before. Like, this really is a new thing, and we are learning, so much. And you're trying to you're trying to do multiple things at once. You're sort of trying to learn to walk again, but you're on ice and you keep slipping. And we go a few steps, then we slip back down again. And that's how this is going to work because we don't know. This is new territory for everybody. And as much information as we have, we still haven't figured out 100% why certain things have worked in certain areas, but not others. What other are there any other environmental factors that we're missing for this? Why it's affected certain areas? There were some theories about different not only types of skin color, but also certain previous vaccinations or exposures to certain things that some communities have, but others don't. Because, you would think if it affects dark-skinned people more harshly, that Africa would have been hit really hard by this in general. But Africa really hasn't. In Africa, in general, from a infrastructure standpoint, from an access to medical, standpoint, nowhere close to most of the Western world. So you would think it would really ravage. It hasn't. It has not.
And
why
that goes
is that?
well
That's,
because it's not about the skin. Then it is about the underlying conditions that accompany the sociology and the what's going on in the communities.
That would appear to be the case.
Appear to be the case.
Yes,
then.
right.
But you need more studies to prove that. That is the theory. The observation is, hey, it's affecting brown and black people heavily. The theory, the hypothesis is, hey, it's got to be some underlying thing going on from a sociological standpoint as to why that would be. And now we need to have studies that go out there and prove that point. And that's where a study like the one that the Timberwolves are spearheading in the NBA could shine some more light on that hypothesis, that it is not simply a skin type of situation. It is the fact that black people suffer from more of the chronic illnesses, and that is what is causing the harsher reaction to COVID-19.
Well, that's the thing. You would think if it's some people have said, well, it's about densely packed populations. It's easier to spread in densely packed populations, which you would think would be the case because it's so contagious. But if that were true, would it not have ravaged other more densely packed populations? For example, Hong Kong. Way more densely packed than New York. Tokyo, way more densely packed. Has it ravaged them? No, not really. Seoul, we talked about some of the things that South Korea has done. And there are some things that like Hong Kong was extremely vigilant about mask wearing and about social distancing and surveillance and all that stuff. Seoul was definitely. So we think those had a lot to do with it. But Tokyo, maybe not as much. And it still hasn't affected them to the same degree. Are there other cultural stuff, people wearing masks more frequently just in general? I don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. And that's why this is so befuddling, and why people think that you can get a virus or a vaccine or anything done super quick. It doesn't work like that. And you know, CJ, as somebody who, made great runs into, pharmacy school and pharmacology and learning chemical interactions. And, we don't want to talk about the end of that, but we'll talk about the middle and the beginning of it, certainly.
Well, there was no middle. There was only a beginning.
There's a middle, right?
No, Peter. No. First time
there was an end, right?
First time I got through the first semester, and they were like, nah, reset. And then the second time I got through the second semester, and they're like, nah, don't come back.
Okay. Well, as someone with that level of experience,
yes,
you understand that the interactions between chemicals and are tricky. It's tricky to figure out why things do what they do. We had some good news on a potential vaccine earlier this week, but then when you look at the data itself, is not much there. So that's the part that's frustrating. This is just going to take time, and that's the hard thing. Time is not something that anyone wants to say. You don't want to say, hey, it's going to take time. I don't want to say it's going to take time. I would much rather, today's the last day of school for my kids. So, I'd love to be able to go and take them to, Chuck E. Cheese or Dave and Buster's or wherever and just go play games and all that. I'd love to be able to do that, but I can't. You have to.
You can get pizza to go from Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, it's not. Can I get a skee ball machine to go? No, I cannot. Is the answer to that question? No, I cannot. So, I'm bummed out too, man. But that's part of this. We have to be patient and let the data show us where to go.
That's how you got to handle this. It's not going to be a situation where there's going to be a set timeline or a set date and then everything's going to get better. That's why what the Timberwolves are doing in the NBA is such a good thing. We need more studies so we get a better picture of what is going on with COVID-19. And we need those studies to be as random as humanly possible. Again, so it paints a better picture about what is going on. So then we can make a better assessment on the risk and the challenges that come with existing in a world that has this particular version of the coronavirus in it. The more information that's out there, the better off we are.
That's an information game, and that's why we were trying to buy as much time as we can with all these measures to be able to get us in a position where we can start to think about the fall, and then potentially there's going to be a flare up and more issues in winter, but hopefully we'll be positioned to be a little better, in better shape, at least in terms of what we know about it by then. We'll talk more. Speaking of that, when we come back, we'll talk about that and where we stand there. Also, we're going to spin that wheel of conversation, and boy, we've gone through a lot of interesting topics. CJ, we had the ultimate sitcom family. We've had
we had the monster fight. That was one of my favorites.
Monster fights that was outstanding. We had band name, if it came to life, who would win that battle. I mean, there's so many different things, so I can't even imagine what we're going to get to. But we'll find out later on in the Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Sports Time on Sports 56 with Willow and Stats. Weekday afternoons from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We know staying in is a little easier when you can grill out. That's why Ace will help you get a great grill for your family from the best brands like Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Weber. And with your local Ace right in your neighborhood, we'll assemble and deliver your grill for free. Then, to make it even easier, we'll include free fuel to help you get grilling. The brands you love and the service you trust, only at Ace. Offer valid for Ace Rewards members through May 31st on grills and accessories $3.99 and up. Propane tank not included. See participating stores for scheduling or exclusions.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Five-Ash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Five-Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hi, it's The Herd. The last few months have taught us what's important in life. It's also taught us what we need to eliminate or change. Same goes for all businesses all across America. If you're a business leader, you already know and thought about changes you need to make. And now's the time to make them. Do you have a hairball of multiple software systems when you could and should streamline with just one? The only system you need now, NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. Because with NetSuite, you get a full picture of your business, from finance to HR to inventory to e-commerce and more. You'll finally have everything you need, and it's all in real time, right from your phone or desktop. No more guessing, no more waiting. You'll save time, money, and headaches by having one source of truth to help you navigate the reopening of the economy. NetSuite is offering a free guide, 7 actions businesses need to take now at netsuite.com/herd. Whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in sales, NetSuite gives you visibility and control so you can manage every penny with precision. Like the folks at Bedford Industries. Bedford Industries normally make twist ties, but in response to COVID-19, they produced over 100,000 plastic face shields in less than a week. They partnered with NetSuite to build their first e-commerce platform to make the face shields available to everybody. Join the over 20,000 companies who trust NetSuite to go faster with confidence. NetSuite surveyed hundreds of business leaders and assembled a playbook of the top strategies they're using as America reopens for business and are offering it to you for free. Receive your free guide, 7 actions businesses need to take now, and schedule your free product tour at netsuite.com/herd. This is your rebound playbook as the economy is opening back up. Go right now. Get your free guide, 7 actions businesses need to take now, and schedule your free product tour at netsuite.com/herd. That's netsuite.com/HERD.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
I always seem to run out of time when I think about you. When I think about you, I could be doing other things, but you're all that's on my mind when I'm not around you.
I'm watching you, Zach. I'm waiting. This is me. I'm watching Zach.
So cute, sounds so sweet.
Where is the mixtape? Where is it?
It's not today.
Why not? Why are you depriving the people?
Because I was busy yesterday.
What? Too busy to hoop? Too busy to drop, break some ankles? What?
No, you going
too busy to embarrass people?
No, everybody
or
got
yourself.
No,
too busy. Huh?
No, everybody just need to be patient.
Oh,
it's coming. Like just be patient.
All right, now I got a real question, CJ.
Yo.
All right, here's my question.
What?
It's just funny. You were like, this reminded me of like you're talking to somebody, they're like got other things going on. I'm like, I got something for you. Like, yep. What? Like, you don't even look up. You're just like, yep. Not even. Whatever. What you need?
I might do the show from this viewpoint from now on.
Anyway, here's my question for you. What would in an and one environment, what would Zach's nickname be?
Ooh. Meatless Mamba.
I mean, the Deacon is certainly obvious. The Meatless Mamba.
Similac Zach.
But I think you need something a little more.
I mean, he's been blessed with a bunch of nicknames since joining this show.
That's
he can
true.
pick one.
I feel like one of
Meatless Mamba or the Deacon or Similac Zach would be great nicknames in and one.
Okay. All right. I feel like the substitute teacher is maybe his name. He's certainly not the professor.
No, God,
he's
no,
certainly not
no,
teaching you
no.
anything.
No, I'm definitely not taking that title away from him. Like he deserves it.
Yeah, we know
you're certainly not. You're definitely not doing
deserves
that. No, you're definitely not doing that. On top of everything else, though,
I'm looking at some of these names. There's McNasty. There's Homicide. Best Kept Secret.
Homicide. Yeah.
These are Bone
that seems
Collector.
a little harsh.
I forgot about the Bone Collector. Some of these street ball names.
Oh,
are
the Bone
great.
Collector. Yeah. The Bone Collector.
Blackjack. Skip to my Lou. Oh, Skip to my Lou. Was it Skip to my Lou that was at the Hawks games, just breaking ankles? Black Magic. Out there doing the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hot sauce. Skip to my Lou. Professor, kind of your major. But yeah, Ray for Alston. Skip to my Lou. Come on now.
Sad Eye.
Sad Eye. That's terrible. How about let me see. How about garden salad? How about veggie? How about VeggieTale? How about VeggieTales? How about Gotta think about. We gotta think something that's gonna bring his unique brand of confidence, misguided confidence, and vegetarianism in the mix. Well, think about this.
Sizzle, yeah, he mad now, Sizzle. Oh, baby, he mad, Sizzle. Oh yeah, get him, baby.
Can we get this guy? Can we get him to be on the court since ain't no fans there now?
It would be better to have the announcer on the court in street ball style,
especially if there are no fans. Let's make it happen.
You might as well. You might as well. VeggieTales. It's got to think about how that would sound in the mix there. Which one would be the best?
Oh baby, VeggieTales with the Rock. Oh.
He's mixing it up.
I was gonna say maybe your tossed salad, but that might not be.
Wow.
No.
Oh wow.
No.
Oh wow.
No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I can see how that might be, unfortunate.
VeggieTales toss that hoop like they toss that salad.
No.
Oh.
No.
That could work.
That would work.
That could work.
Yeah. I prefer syrup.
Some people like jelly, though.
6.
Did I show you that video? Did you see that video?
Yes, I've seen that video. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. 67129.
I'll never go to jail.
No.
No. Now with those type dudes running around.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Fleece is out, by the way. Fleece got out like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Sounds like doing okay. Seems like. Maybe.
Definitely running if I
Yeah, I'm not gonna find out.
Backpedaling if I see Fleece somewhere.
Yeah. I think that's
not gonna tell me he likes me and he wants me. No, sir.
That's probably the right move to make. At that point, what do we have? Do you have the wheel in the studio?
Yeah, it's here.
Okay. Zach's over here having lots of fun. What?
No, they're showing the clip. They're showing multiple clips of hot sauce just crossing dudes over.
Yeah. Is that what you're gonna do?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Hey, yo, hot sauce. He just pulled up on you. Guard up now, hot sauce. Get him back, Sizzle. Oh, baby. Come on, Atlanta. That's your very own. Make some noise. Oh,
you gotta sell it with the head fake, you know?
Let's watch him. He'll take you fast or in slow motion. He'll put you in a blender and make a smoothie out of you. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. No, hold it. Instead of they count. Instead of they count. Instead of they count.
Hey guys.
Yeah, we need that.
We need that guy.
We need
I
that
agree.
guy.
Yeah. Guys got it all. Got it exactly where it needs to be. That's fantastic. Now it's time to spin that wheel.
Oh, it is.
And figure out where we go from here. We always like to figure out. This is the Wheel of Conversation. We have 13 different topics of all different varieties on here. We have absolutely no idea where it's going to land. I don't even know what's on the wheel, for crying out loud. So, I mean, I am utterly clueless in this. But it's gonna land somewhere, and that's where we're gonna go with it. Up next, so I'm excited to find that out. Plus, 9 o'clock, Rob Fisher is going to join us as well in the Family Leisure Studios. So, good stuff here. CJ, could you spin that wheel? The way that Salad Man is gonna spin his opposition. All right, what do we got? It says mystical pet.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Is that right?
Yes.
Did I read that right? Mystical pet?
Mystical pet that you would like to have. Be a part of the conversation. Text in 67129. 67129.
What does that mean?
You're getting a pet. It's got to be a mystical one. You have to get a pet, and it has to be mystical.
Are we talking about an existing mystic, like a creature that is mystical, like within the realm of mythology or current?
Yeah. What other types of mystical?
Or is it just like a regular dog or something that we could make mystical?
Oh, no. It is a creature that exists already in the realm of mythology and mysticism.
Or could it be Mystical himself? Who could?
I will allow Mystical the rapper to be on there.
Okay. I like to know the ground rules of this.
So existing mythological or mystical pet, not a pet that you then turn mystical. So text in 67129, call in 360-8255.
That's right. Get those in. We're going to think about that. And up next, we're going to find out mystical pet. What an interesting phrase. Turn of phrase that is. Mystical pet. Maybe that's your nickname, Zach. Mystical pet. Mystical pet. Look at mystical pet.
That sounds like he's performing.
That's
part of that them chocolate Chippendales.
No.
Do you do that on the side, Zach?
Not at all.
You got all that money. I don't know, a lot of cash.
It is a lot of cash. It's an alarming amount of cash.
So that's interesting how that comes around. Maybe that might be a little side hustle for you.
I wouldn't recommend it, but if you can, go ahead. But I couldn't do it.
Okay, noted. All right, fair enough. We'll do that up next. Mystical Pet, Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports. I don't know that saying that phrase is just fun. Mystical Pet next. Is it a band? What is it? I don't know. Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
Commitment. Dedication. Perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer's Cube. Again, for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Family Leisure's here to make staying at home more enjoyable for you and your family this summer. Complete pool packages starting at $15.99. 24-foot pools only $19.99. 4-person spas starting at $19.99. Swim spas starting at under $10,000. We are offering contactless purchasing, deliveries, and curbside pickup. Give us a call to schedule an appointment or to place an order. Stay safe with Family Leisure.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Hardcore, you cannot claim no victory till your heart pure and your mind. But them hardcore, when I say I don't can make them hard sure at this time. Hey, hardcore, you cannot
Mystical
claim no
Pet.
victory till
Yeah.
Sounds like a horse, maybe.
It
Like
does.
a horse that would win the Derby. Mystical Pet. Reggae. We haven't even really talked about the rejoins. Reggae today, it would appear. I think you've got a soft spot for reggae.
A little bit.
No, listen, there's worse things to have soft spots for. Or hard spots, as the case may be. 67129 in the on the first bank text.
Zach has left the chat.
All right, so CJ, Mystical Pet. This sounds like something that came from your brain.
Where else would it come from?
But it just sounds like it has that particular feel, particular CJ vibe, as it were. So what'd you have in mind? What was your thinking on this?
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with Dionysus' riding panther. That was the panther that pulled the Greek god of wine and parties. That's what carried his chariot.
Party panther.
Yes, the party panther is what we'll call it. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with that one, just because like when you party, like certainly don't drive, definitely don't do that. But your boy doesn't want to always have to pay for like an Uber or anything like that, or a Lyft. If I got my own party panther, I'm just saying I can go out, have myself a good time, and be in good hands, trusting the fact that the panther is going to get me back home. And it's a freaking party panther. Like, come on, man. Is there anything better than that?
No, I don't know anything about. I mean, I can't think of anything that's cooler than Party Panther off the top of my head. Like, and then the idea that you would ride it around and all that stuff, very exciting. That's why whenever things really reopen in earnest, I know we're in phase 2, which means our friends at Central Barbecue are back in kind of like a lot of restaurants. You're limited capacity. It's not absolutely perfect, but they're getting there, and you can ride your Party Panther to any of those 4 locations. And if you want to do curbside, they can have it right there ready for you. Delivery, they can have those options for you too. They're very aware. Whatever it is that you want to work on, whatever your situation is, whatever your preference would be, that would be something that we. I think that they're aware of. They know that everyone's got a little different situation going right now, and they want to make sure that they take care of you. But really, the biggest thing is the food travels great. So if you want to go curbside, you want to take it back to the house, you want to do delivery, whatever, it's going to travel fantastic. Those ribs are amazing at pulled pork. The chicken, the turkey options are there for you. Those greens are my favorite. Absolutely love getting the greens every single time. The mac and cheese. Folks are digging that big time. Finish it all off with some banana pudding. It's so good. Check it out. Central Barbecue, eatcbq.com if you want to check the website. 4 locations: Central, Summer, Downtown, East Memphis. They'll do delivery. They'll do curbside. And as things open back up, they're ready for you there as well, keeping your safety first and foremost. Check out our friends at Central Barbecue. All right, Zach, do you have a mystical pet?
Yes.
Oh!
Okay. Do tell.
I want the Leviathan.
What's that?
It's a flying dragon.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who was going to say
you want that
dragon.
as a pet? Where are you going to keep this thing?
Somewhere.
You got a flying dragon. I mean, like I've watched. I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones, but Daenerys Targaryen, she had 3 flying dragons. Hard to keep. Had to find particular storage is not easy for dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're aware of that or not. Storage is not easy for dragons, and so I would just say I mean it's cool. It's cool. But I'm worried that your house is just going to be completely destroyed.
Not at all. We're going to have a big enough backyard for it to kind of park
That's
itself.
a big backyard.
That's a huge backyard.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big back. You got a lot of land.
What good is having the backyard? Because it's a flying dragon.
Right.
So it can just fly over the fence. Is it going to be chained up?
No.
That's an excellent point.
It's going to be trained.
Okay.
It's how to train your dragon, basically.
I see you. You got you a little toothless. Okay.
See?
All right.
But toothless was small. Toothless was not like a gigantic dragon.
But they had big dragons in How to Train Your Dragon, Peter. The 2-headed dragon was huge.
Not that big. Not
the
that big.
The 2-headed dragon was huge. And what's the one that turns his body into fire? The one that the really annoying kid got to ride. Those dragons are pretty big. Toothless, the Night Fury, you're right, is while it is pretty big, Peter, it's still large enough for you to ride. It's about the size, I would assume, of a large horse, maybe a bull elk, something of that size. The other dragons are large. Night Furies are of these smaller dragon varieties, smaller dragon species, and that's what Toothless was. The other dragons were really big, Peter.
Now, I as I sort of looked this up to try to just figure out exactly what we were doing here. Zach, Leviathan is actually a sea serpent.
Okay.
So you get you a sea dragon.
Sure.
Okay, now where are you going to keep
that's a major difference. You understand, a sea serpent. Well, first of all, Leviathan, if you're using the mythological creature, it's definitely a sea serpent. Not a dragon at all. It's not a sea dragon or anything. It's like a I don't know, it's kind of a Kraken-looking situation we got going here.
Okay, we're just gonna build an aquarium and just call it a day.
Okay.
So you don't even care about the dragon part. You just want whatever the Leviathan's name is. That's what you want.
Yeah,
you want Leviathan. I could say it's it could be a worm. It could be an airplane. It could be anything. You just want whatever it is. You want Leviathan.
Yeah.
Okay. Zach's nothing if not adaptable, and that's good. You have to adapt in these tough times that we live in. For me, mystical pet, has got to be obviously mystical
It's up there.
Is tempting because but I'm not the biggest fan of his, and I think it would get annoying to hear that raspy rap style would eventually would grate on me, even though it'd be fun at parties. So I'm going to go with an actual mystical pet, and in honor of my daughter, who absolutely loves unicorns, I'm going with a unicorn.
Okay.
She thinks she is a unicorn at times. She wants to be a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
She would like to be able to have unicorn abilities. And so, I would feel foolish of me not to take advantage of that opportunity to really get a unicorn for her and for me and to ride that unicorn around.
Definitely going to turn heads on a unicorn.
Fly. I don't know that unicorns just in general can fly.
No, unicorns
this
can't
one
fly.
Could.
That's
this
a unicorn Pegasus mix. That's a pegacorn.
Well, then we got one of those.
Okay.
It's also going to be just consistently shooting out rainbows at all times.
Okay.
Just all the time. It will also generate candy.
Ooh.
Probably Skittles, I'm guessing, based on just the rainbow situation. Jelly beans as well. Whatever candies can be rained down upon in a rainbow form. Skittles and jelly beans immediately spring to mind, but I'm certainly open to some other, sour drops, gumdrops, everlasting gobstoppers might be a little big, but I'm okay with that.
Where's it raining down from? Like, how are we getting
from heaven
these?
above?
Okay, so the unicorn has the connection to the heavens that make the
into
heavens
the clouds,
rain down.
correct. Into the clouds.
Skittles and other candies.
Unicorn would go over or through the clouds, and that cloud would then start to rain down.
All right.
Rainbow candy, which you could get. It would be perfectly clean and sanitary, of course, because
that
of the
was
worries
my
about
question.
the virus.
Okay.
Yes, all that would be fine as long as you take a clean, cleansed out bucket or something and just go outside and catch yourself all the candy that you want. I'd be happy to provide that.
Unicorns require a lot of space. Where are you going to store your unicorn, though?
Well, I mean, the beauty of the magic unicorn is that this mystical unicorn actually lives in my daughter's room as a stuffy. And then as we then call it to battle, so to speak.
Okay.
And, with the secret phrase that I cannot tell you because it's a secret. And then the unicorn would emerge from the stuffy fully grown and ready to be ridden and fly and rain candy.
What type of battle are y'all getting ready for? You and your daughter.
I don't want to talk about that. That's
okay.
That's unpleasantness that we don't need. But I'm just saying that the offshoot of all of that is that we're going to rain some rainbow candy down, and that's the way that it's going to be.
Texans have weighed in on this topic. You can too on the First Bank text line 67129.
Appreciate that.
Pegasus, a mythical winged divine horse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
Peter
Peter
say
has.
pegacorn. Yeah, pegacorn.
Pegacorn.
I'm throwing the unicorn aspect into the Pegasus aspect, but I agree with that texter.
Falcor, the mythical luck dragon from the Never-Ending Story. Another texter
The
chimes in.
Never-Ending Story.
I thought about going with that is a good one. Also, I thought about going with what's the hellhound? What's the three-hitter? Is that Cerebro? Cerberus?
Cerebro?
No, what is it? You interrupted me. I didn't. So I threw a bunch of words together.
Cerberus.
Cerberus. I always want to say Cerebrus because of
Cerebro, the giant. Where Professor X.
Yes.
That's his.
So I
that's
thought
Cerebro, the computer.
I'm thinking about Cerberus.
Starburst.
That's the one I'm thinking of right there.
Starburst.
Yeah, that one. That one, the three-headed dog. Give me one of those.
I feel like the three-headed dog would be like, what would you do with it though? I mean, we're talking about like that seems like a vicious, violent creature.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That mean like, is it like having pit bulls where where they love you, they love on you, but that they're going to just destroy somebody else? I mean, we saw Siegfried and Roy's situation and R.I.P. Roy. We lost him. I'm not. That's not funny. Why are you laughing at that? R.I.P. Roy. But the Tiger got after him a little bit, even though they had a great relationship. No. The Tiger did. The White Tiger got after him.
I forgot that the Tiger got him.
Dragged him off stage.
No, this one would not be one of those type situations though.
Did I tell you I don't think I told you the story about when I went to Vegas and I went to the Siegfried and Roy. There's a little miniature zoo thing in the back of Caesars, maybe, I forget. Whichever casino. But they had some white tigers. In that, it was sort of a Tiger King kind of thing going in that little zoo. But there was some of that prison action that was happening with those white tigers that we caught a little bit of that. Apparently, in captivity, everything gets a little difficult.
They use jelly or syrup.
I didn't ask.
Oh, okay.
it was a very interesting. Not something I've seen in a zoo or in a discussion really about animals, but you live and learn, right? That's how life is. So that was my experience with the Siegfried and Roy White Tiger Preserve or Zoo. I don't think it's a preserve. Didn't seem like it was a preserve or preserves, as the case may be. Did not seem that way at all. All right. Hour number 3. On the way, Rob Fisher. He is the Hatchet Man, is what he's calling himself. We'll find out why. Up next, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Farmers Insurance knows that there's a not-so-subtle difference between the sound of a car hitting your rear bumper and the sound of a clown car hitting your rear bumper.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Sorry about that.
We call that a 3-ring fender bender, and we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent.
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Start your day at Sunrise Memphis. Located in Midtown, enjoy delicious biscuit sandwiches and all their menu has to offer with quick and easy to-go and delivery options. Whether it's breakfast, brunch, or lunch, don't distance yourself from great food. For more information on Sunrise Memphis, visit sunrise901.com or call 901-552-3144 to place your order. Stay healthy and eat Sunrise Memphis today.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The modern take on nicotine has arrived. Say hello to Velo hassle-free nicotine pouches. It's a game changer made for game changers. Whether you're grinding in the boardroom or from your basement, producing a podcast or prepping a photo shoot, writing code or commanding a crowd, whatever your hustle is, Velo's ready. Visit Velo.com now to find your retailer. Website restricted to age 21 plus tobacco consumers. Underage sale prohibited.
Hey everybody, our friends at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch say congrats to the high school and college class of 2020. And it's a great time to help your grad get a new or pre-owned Chevy. And if you're ready to get that new Suburban, Tahoe, Silverado, Blazer, or even pre-order one of those hot new Corvettes, All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch is where you want to be. Because the people at All-Star Chevy make it fun, easy, and safe, whatever makes you comfortable. They'll even bring any All-Star Chevy car, truck, or SUV to you. And you'll pay a lot less than at those city dealers. GM's financing means no payments for 4 months and 0 interest for 84 months. That's on any new Equinox or Silverado. Thousands in cash back with Blazers, Silverados, and more. And everybody at All-Star Chevy has one job: to make sure you get a better deal, have more fun, and in record time. And all sanitized and safe for you. They'll even pick up and deliver for maintenance and service. Remember, it's not the Pike, not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Collierville. It's gotta be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Periscope. Don't miss out on anything. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 on social media. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
When the world's driving me crazy, earth is shaking at my feet, feel a weight upon my shoulder. You're my rescue, you're my remedy. Everything
Hour number 3.
about you please me.
This is like a reggae, I wouldn't.
I don't think any of these have been like reggae. I think they've
these
all
are like
been
reggae
like pop.
mix.
Yeah.
This is a real reggae pop situation right here.
Who is this, Zach?
Elena.
Okay.
Elena who?
I think it's just Elena. I think
Elena?
she's
Yeah,
so
Elaine,
famous.
excuse me.
She's who?
Elaine.
Oh, Elaine.
Elaine?
Oh, I don't know who
Yes.
Elaine is.
Just Elaine?
Yes.
Like from Seinfeld?
I guess.
Yeah, you know he doesn't get that reference.
Who?
Zach.
Zach didn't get any reference. Well, he got the one. He got the one last segment. Family Leisure Studios is where we are for hour number 3 of this program, presented by our friends at Acura of Memphis. Online, AcuraMemphis.com is where you will find them. You will find our guest Rob Fisher at The Fish Nation on Twitter, and you will find him potentially out in the yard with a hatchet, going after roots or something. The Hatchet Man joins us now.
Yeah.
To talk home improvement. What's up, Fish? How are you?
I'm great, man. Just sitting on a front porch swing, watching the birds, enjoying a beautiful day.
Absolutely. That's the right way to be. Give us some good home improvement tips. What's the yard tips for the Hatchet Man out here?
If you want to improve your home, I would suggest calling my wife. Because what we're doing in our yard is remarkable, and for how little money we're doing it for is even more remarkable. So she's got all the tips, and she's the one that's doing all the work, including when I tell her to take a break and video me doing a little work. So you might see video of the Hatchet Man, but Hatchet Man has a very small part in what's happening over here at the Fisher compound.
Okay, so what are we putting in some plants? Are we planting trees? What's going on the compound?
Well, see, we had a yard that was just miserable because it's so sloped and it just gets muddy and there's no grass grows because there's a huge tree. So we got a huge trampoline in the middle of the yard, but that's all we had. Mm-hmm. And then we had to build steps for the trampoline, and that's how this all started. We built steps for the well, again, when I say we, just take it for granted it's her and I'm an assistant. So we built these steps for the trampoline. Then we uprooted two big trees, and we planted them in a different area of the backyard. Then we made a flower bed in the middle of that, made the bed, and then put flowers in there. Bought a new tree, planted that one. We have dug a creek from the front of the house all the way around the backyard and out to the side yard, out to the street. And we've built like 4 different creeks running into each other, so all the water now drains. We're now leveling. We put a swing in, leveling the ground, the earth. We put a playhouse in, and we're going to put like a ninja course in half of the backyard. So the kids are going to have just a gallery of stuff to play with. It's going to be great.
How the hell do y'all do all of this in between drinking all the bottles?
Yeah.
Oh, it's drinking and working all day, baby.
You gotta stay hydrated. Everyone knows that.
But that's right. Here's the tip, though: wear safety goggles. Goggles. Very important, especially when you're dealing with a hatchet.
Well, if anyone would know, the Hatchet Man, Rob Fisher, would certainly
and
know.
if you saw the video yesterday, that was quite the celebration that I had after taking care of that monster root.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No more slow-mo, though. We're calling it fish-mo.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Fish-mo.
Yeah.
I like that.
So now, next, we're putting in a putting green now. That's
big is your backyard, Rob?
Why
You
would
got
you just call it
rivers and
Romo?
Ninja Warrior courses and trampolines and oh my gosh!
Did you guys buy a new house? I was over at your house. I remember being that much room.
We're
did you
jamming
expand?
everything in. We're putting a putting green in, and we're also making it's a replica of the Augusta leaderboard that's going to be on the wall right next to the putting green, and then we're building a deck around the trampoline, and we're going to have a fire pit area and a dining area. Yeah, man, it's amazing what you can get done when you can't leave the house for 3 months.
This compound is huge.
Yeah. Maybe you guys will get the invite. Come on over sometime when we can all be around each other.
I would love that. I would love to run the ninja course.
I call dibs on the trampoline, man.
Yeah, we're thinking about investing in a trampoline as well, and getting the setup going. A little concerned about the potential neck breaking situation, but that seems to be the least of our concerns at this stage.
Hey, the trampoline comes with a warning post that you can have the warning sign and put it up, and you can put the sign up on the trampoline so it releases you of all liability. Hey, didn't you read the sign? Could have broke the neck.
That's what
right
you're gonna have to have that sign just in your driveway. Yeah, by stepping onto this property, you indemnify the Fisher family, the Hatchet Man and his wife and children of any potential liability.
That's right.
Associated with your running of the ninja course or jumping on the trampoline or whatever may happen after you drink some of the wine.
We're going to charge kids in the neighborhood admission, and the only rules are read the rules on the trampoline, and you cannot use the bathroom. So go.
What? No bathroom. Oh,
no.
Oh, wow.
We might build a bathroom for the backyard. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that.
I mean, well, at this point, why not?
You got
why not, right?
Tributaries and everything flowing out to the street. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, man. Dug another tributary yesterday. I mean, it's amazing, this drainage system that we've installed on our own.
Well, drainage is very important because I tried to do that. My previous home, we had major drainage issues, and we ended up having to just sort of sell the house altogether because it was just too big of a job. There was no hope. It was never going to happen in a million years. So, that is also an option. I'm just pointing that out to you. I don't know if that's something you want to think about. Sometimes you just have to say, look, I'm giving up on this thing. It's not going to happen. Hopefully someone else can have better luck with it, and I think they have. So
our yard guy was telling us the other day, he came over and delivered all the 2 tons of dirt that we had to spread in the backyard.
Gosh.
And he came over and he was telling us how
2
amazing.
Tons?
2 tons, yeah.
That's
he was telling us how. It was amazing.
They call it an elephant dirt.
But we have the coolest wheelbarrow I've ever. By the way, very difficult word because you're not sure if it's wheelbarrow or wheelbarrow, but it is wheelbarrow. And we have maybe the best.
I've never had that confusion once.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I always say wheelbarrow.
I looked it up.
That's what I say.
You said wheelbarrow?
Yeah, wheelbarrow.
It's a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I did too. I looked it up the other day just to make sure, and it's because I didn't want to sound like an idiot in front of the yard guy. So it's wheelbarrow. Barrow. Yeah. But we got the coolest one on the market. Cobalt blue. It's got 2 wheels. 2 in the front. It's amazing.
Wait. Huh?
Both can fit the thing.
2. So is it 4 wheels?
No, there are no wheels in the back. It's got 2 in the front. But it's massive.
So it's a little more. What's the advantage of the 2 wheels? You're gonna have to help me on that one. What's the advantage of the 2 wheels? It's a little more stable to push. Is that the?
It's like a monster truck. It goes over everything.
Oh, okay.
Do you have to typically take it over giant
tributaries,
cars or school buses or anything?
I got to go through creeks.
Did you not see the daggum route that he had to hack?
Yeah.
Like, those things are big.
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh. Oh, this is exciting.
It is. It's amazing stuff, man. And it's been. I've never done a day of labor in my life, but I love that because that's why I'm a broadcaster, because I didn't like work. One of the best things about leaving St. Louis was that I never had to cut my mom's grass again. So
cutting grass is, it's just not. It's if you look at it as a workout, it's that's the only way to. But otherwise, it's just no, you can't.
Miserable.
I don't mind cutting grass.
Oh, it's miserable. I hate it.
Well, that's because you're a vegetarian. You're a plant killer anyway.
Don't you have a riding mower? Zach, don't you have a riding mower?
No.
I thought your family had a riding mower.
Unfortunately, we don't. We just have the push mower.
Is it gas powered or is it an actual push mower?
It's gas powered. It has the little lever where the front wheels spin, so you can speed up the process a little bit.
Right.
Nice.
The assisted push. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, comes in handy very much so, especially on a hot day.
You got a wheelbarrow with 2 front wheels?
Unfortunately, no.
You gotta fit some rims on that. You got to have the wheelbarrow with 2 front wheels sitting on 22s, man. Got to make it shiny.
I am certainly putting that on the list. Hydraulics. No doubt. That's got to be done.
Lower it down.
Put a system in the back.
Yeah. The system. That's what we need right there. We've been working on. I had this idea that I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to fly. But I was very excited. I saw a deal on a projector, and I wanted to get like a big white bed sheet and put it on my patio and spread it all the way out and have like an outdoor movie theater.
Yeah.
I think you can do this. I think we can do this time. I think we can make this happen.
Yeah.
And that way I can still have like some folks over, and they can spread out in the back, and still we can have a little more of a get together to the limited extent, and then watch a game or watch whatever is on. I don't know. Yeah, watch Nailed It or something on Netflix. Whatever it is, whatever you want to watch as a party get together. Scoob. We can watch Scoob. We watched that over the weekend,
Usually I'm not a fan of people having big white sheets on their person, but in this situation, this is great. I like this. This seems like it would be fun.
To be fair, it wouldn't be on my person. It would be in the yard. It would not be.
Gotcha. Big distinction. Okay.
Yeah, very important distinction. Yes, correct. Yes.
I know a guy.
Not pointy at all.
A guy I know. A guy I know did that. Put it up on the side of his house on NFL draft night.
Oh,
okay.
And he had like a social distancing NFL draft party for the neighborhood. So people could stand because it was a beautiful night and everybody stood
absolutely.
Outside. Yeah. So that's kind of neat. That does work. You can do the projector.
That's why. So that's my next next thing to think about going forward, is to make sure we can take that to the next. If we're going to work on the yard, make the yard extra nice, we could take it to the next level. And you can go, that much further. And I put some monkey grass in this week. I'm not gonna, I don't need to make a big deal, but I did install some monkey grass in my yard, and got some rose bushes that I'm putting in. I do have a stump that I have to deal with, Fish, so I may have to get some tips from you on that, because I got one stump.
I gave a tree today, or yesterday. I gave this tree a massive haircut that we have in the front yard, and it's unbelievable. I mean, it's a different tree. You can walk under it now. I mean, I'm really becoming good at this stuff. I mean, there's a chance I might give up the basketball career to do a home improvement show.
Oh,
it's possible. Yeah,
I'd watch. I like those shows. The wife and I watch an episode of House Hunters Renovation every single day. We big into that. I'll watch that. Watch that. What type of tree did you get, Rob?
Which what?
What type of tree did you get? You said you bought a tree and planted it. Do you remember what type it was?
I want to say a Japanese maple.
Okay.
Is that something?
Absolutely.
Sounds like something to me.
Okay. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know the names of any of these things. Like I called the hatchet an axe and got ridiculed for it on the social media.
Because a hatchet is a smaller thing, and the hatchet is not the axe.
I know that. I know that now, Peter.
Did you not read Hatchet as a kid, Rob?
It's a Japanese Japanese maple. I was over at the Botanic Gardens Sunday, And that's where they have plenty of Japanese maples over there.
Yeah, they're beautiful. It's a beautiful tree. Yeah,
different types of Japanese maples as well. I mean, you have and you can trim the inside. So there's so many different things. It's a horticultural paradise.
My vocabulary of this stuff's terrible. Like this week, I got a couple of new toys. I got the pitcher's mound stomper thing that grounds crew people use. It's like a stick with a little square at the bottom, and you pound it into the dirt. Yeah, got one of those.
Packing and smacking. Absolutely.
I believe it's called a tamp. I believe is the correct word for it. I don't know. Yep. And then I got one of them long. It's like an infield dirt rake, huge, massive, rake. I believe the technical term is a landscaping rake. I think. I don't know. I like to call it the infield dirt rake. So got those this week.
Part of the grounds
crew. Couple of fun tools. Yeah, man. So it's fun. I'm a big Fiskars and Cobalt guy these days.
What was that first part?
Fiskars. They make little tools, shovels and stuff. Tree limb cutter things.
Zach has left the chat again.
Okay. Fair enough. I guess we, like I said, we learned a lot today. This is I didn't realize that was part of the gig, but you gotta do what you got to do to get the yard work done. So sometimes you got to get aggressive with it. That's okay. I have a pair of shears from Fiskars as well. I had a mower at one point from Fiskars, a push mower. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I took a picture the other day of my new, the ground pounding thing, and somebody saw the
old Fiskar ground and pound, huh?
And somebody sent me a message and said, "Hey, are those Fiskars Lobers behind you?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Got a couple of texts on the First Bank text line 67129. Texter says, "I can remember on a trampoline with two people. They can bounce you to outer space if they time the bounces just right."
That's exactly right. We've seen that. We've seen that halftime show of the ski people with
right.
They bounce each other.
And the old guy has the skis on, and when he bounces real high in the air, it's like he's running with the skis.
It is. Yeah. It's exciting. I'm worried about that old guy a little bit, but that's he's got. Is that Sladek? Have we seen those two together in the same at the same time?
By the way, shout out to the halftime people. I mean, we don't think about them. They're out of work.
They're doing halftime shows for nobody right now.
Who knows when they're going to be able to get back?
I mean,
because when games resume, I don't think we're going to have halftime shows.
Because there's no fans. I mean, they could do it for the players. Players will appreciate it.
Another text comes in on the First Bank text line. 100% in on the Fish Home Improvement Show.
Yes.
Get hooked on fish at home.
Oh, wait a second.
That's
hooked
good.
on home improvement with the fish.
Yeah. As Fish watches his wife improve the home.
Rob Vila, I think, is going to be your new name now.
I might go that route. Yeah,
I think you probably should. We're working, and I'll help you out because, like I said, we've been working on some home improvement here. I'm getting some raised beds. We're going to do some raised beds. I found a nice little way to put those together. We're going to put some gardening out there. Between that and your old pal Marcus Saul, Mark is friendly with you and I. He's quite the gardener as well. So I think maybe getting him into the mix about a nice home garden. He had a nice home garden for here in the Memphis area, quite a few vegetables and that sort of thing. He was constantly harvesting. So I think it's a good way to maybe you can bring the whole thing together like that. We can all work together on this.
Yeah, we do have herbs. We've planted herbs.
Which ones?
We got herbs. I don't know.
That's a big. We got some. There are a lot of differences in those herbs, Fish.
There's some rosemary.
Okay.
And there's some oregano.
Okay. Which one? Is it Mexican oregano or Italian oregano? What do we got?
I don't know, man. I don't know. And then there are like two other ones that not really sure what they are.
Got tarragon. We've got, is that what we're working on? Some tarragon. We got some dill. We got some garlic. We got some.
Again, I'm along for the ride. Oh. So I'm not sure.
Cilantro is a good one as well.
And
basil. We do some basil.
Basil. Yes, there's some basil.
We do some basil here. And It's just how this is. I love a good herb garden. You go out there when you're working, I like to make a nice little red sauce. You can go out there and get some basil and just pluck it from your garden, pluck those little leaves and sprinkle it in, and you feel like a master chef. Because you're adding the freshness of the garden right into that plate.
Yeah, fresh. We added freshness from the garden the other night and it made the dinner just magnificent. I don't know what we put in there though.
It is it's key. Now, one of the other things that people need to understand, and I think that I really addressed this to a few people in particular, there is a major difference, and it's important to note this, between growing herbs and growing herb. And that's a key penalty. One of them is still not necessarily allowed to be grown.
Correct.
Maybe it should be. That's as far as I'm concerned. Do what you want, but herbs, go crazy.
Herb.
Now I'm not saying that wouldn't enhance your dinner. I'm not saying that wouldn't make your dinner taste amazing. But I'm just saying you might have some resistance there from some of the folks who might not agree with that particular style of home improvement.
So
and it's against the law.
Well, I mean, again, I don't want to bring up that aspect of it. I mean, but that is a bit of a hindrance, certainly.
Yeah.
So you're saying not to grow abracadabra?
I mean, listen. Again, I'm just saying, get creative with your gardens. Get creative out there with your gardens. Now, do you feel like having done all this work? What if you do all this work and you have to go back and you got to go, fly down to Disneyland or Disney World and stay in some dorm on Disney's campus and start broadcasting NBA games from It's a Small World or whatever the hell they're talking about?
I would be shocked if that actually happened, because I think the way that they're cutting the people traveling and making it, essential people and cutting the coaching staffs even, I would be surprised if broadcasters even make the trip. I mean,
broadcasters, I would think the remote situation is going to be happening, more and more. I don't know if did you see the did you watch any of the German league over the weekend and see them? I know I saw one of the comments.
Yeah, just a touch of it, and I know you had tweeted about it too, and you and I have both done that before.
Yes.
With the 901 FC, where you call a game, and it's weird, and it's different, but at this point, weird and different is
just what you got to do.
If that's all we got, that's all we got. And I would imagine that the broadcast would probably be done from a remote location, like from Memphis, in a studio.
Well, one guy, Ian Dark, was doing it from his house, for crying out loud. That's what
I don't think we do that because the plan would still be to have a pre and post game show because when basketball comes back, it's going to be huge. I mean, people are going to be tuning in, so you're still going to do your pre and post game show. The games are just going to be different, and you're going to have to work out all the logistics of, post game press conferences, post game interviews. Can you do a walk off interview remotely on a headset? I mean, all those. Pre-game interview with coach. Can we do something? How are we going to do that? Do we have to do it like on Zoom, or do we do it? Is there a headset station where we can get something from him? I mean, everything's going to be so different. Everything will have to be worked out. But when it's all worked out, it'll be fine. It'll be a game on television, and we'll get to watch. And I think people will be just excited about that. And it'll be awkward. It'll be different. It'll be weird. But that's just kind of the world we're living in right now.
Well, you know what? It's like so many things in life that that first date, that first kiss,
awkward, different, and weird.
Awkward, difficult, weird. Sometimes unsatisfying, ultimately. But it's also it only gets better. So that's the important thing. Maybe doesn't doesn't go quite the way you expected it to. Maybe some people are upset,
or they never watch again.
there's no fans present, certainly. So that's part of it as well. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
At least not for me. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but there was no fans were in attendance in that particular moment. No. Let's just put this. If I say July 15th, will we have played games?
No.
It's about 2 months. No games by July 15th.
That's close. I mean, that's close. Because I think, the NBA said they're going to make a decision, I guess a week ago, they said within 2 to 4 weeks. So let's say that's another 2 weeks away from now. So now we're into June. Mm-hmm. And then I think you'd have your announcement of when teams are going to start like a camp. And I think that'd probably be another couple of weeks. So then you have a 2-3 week camp to get ready to get back to game shape. And then you have all the logistics of the travel and everything that July 15th, I would probably say after, but maybe not much after.
I hope so. I hope it's a little bit before. There are tremendous amount of logistics to deal with. There's no question about it. And, I mean, one of the things that's interesting, and we'll talk more about it probably next week, but you have to totally reevaluate the Grizzlies' acquisition of Justice Winslow as a result of this, because the big price that they paid was giving up cap space. But in a market where you're going to see a pretty, likely to see at least some drop and maybe a big drop in the cap number, that cap space all of a sudden would have vanished to some degree anyway. And the market is going to be totally different now than it would have been. Yeah. I think you may have to reassess what the Grizzlies gave up or didn't. And through no, I don't think they did. Certainly, they did no purposeful thing, but I think that you probably it ends up being an even better deal for the Grizzlies because of all this.
Yeah, I mean, and you come back and you're going to have Jaren. Let's not forget, Jaren Jackson was out at the time. When play was stopped.
Winslow was out. Jaren was out. Absolutely.
He was close to being back, but he was out, and he was going to be out probably the first couple games on that trip, which were huge games against Portland and Utah. So having him back, having Winslow available, I mean, it makes a huge difference, and have a healthy team, and that's going to be the case for a lot of teams.
You're not going to have Niele Ivey. Healthy. It's going to be weird though. No Niele Ivey.
Yeah.
You're going to lose one of the members of the coaching staff. It's kind of weird. Like I don't remember anything quite like that before. But so that there's some odd stuff. But this is an odd time for sure, and that's why home improvement.
Yeah, and it's cool. And like I said, I think when they travel, they're even talking about restricting how many coaches go, so that won't be a problem of losing Niele Ivey. But if even if you go through a camp and you have your whole coaching staff there, the good thing is you got Jason March here in Memphis, the Hustle head coach, and their season's not going to resume. So he can just come right on the staff and is familiar with those guys. And, he's a great guy to step in for sure.
No question about it. He is a home improvement expert, Hatchet Man Rob Fisher. Joining us and more tips next week. Be sure to check the Twitter at TheFishNation, because truly God alone only knows what could be happening on that feed. So it is anything and everything is up for grabs. Yeah. So you will want to follow.
And I got a big announcement invitation next Wednesday on the program.
Announcement invitation. That is exciting. Yeah. I have no idea what that even could mean. But I'm very excited about that. I got it now. That's next week.
Big.
So
and if I forget, remind me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not going to remember.
If it's that big, then we will definitely remind you. Those are the biggest announcements of all. Fish, thanks, buddy.
Always a pleasure, fellas. I'll send you a picture of this beast of a wheelbarrow that I have.
I cannot.
And again, shout out to the halftime people.
Oh. Work that wheelbarrow into the halftime act would be nice.
I mean, what's Red Panda doing these days?
I don't know. I hope somebody checks on her. I hope she's okay. I'm a little scared, to be honest with you. He is Rob Fisher, always looking out for the halftime folks joining us. Big thanks, Rob Fisher. Back after this. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Time crunchers, run with us on a John Deere Z535MZ track mower, built to mow better, faster. Because sometimes you're up against the clock. Like Sunday evening when you've got to cut the grass before the family gets back. So you mow at full throttle with razor-sharp precision thanks to the Excel Deep Mower Deck. Then when your family's right around the corner, you're already done. This is more than just grass. It's pride. nothing runs like a deer. Search John Deere Z500 for more.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Fiveash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Tell me say one thing, Nancy can't understand. One thing, Nancy can't understand. What make them a talk about me ambition? Say what make them a talk about me ambition? Come and say some of them a ask me where me get it from. Just some of them a ask me where me get it from. I told them
This is definitely reggae
it's
here.
from
Yes.
creation.
Certainly.
I
No
told
doubt
them
about that.
no, it's from creation.
Are we doing ladies of reggae? I think these have all been all women too, right? We're doing the ladies of reggae?
Yep.
Fish just sent me the picture of, and you as well, CJ.
Oh.
The cobalt blue two-wheel wheelbarrow. I mean, it's I got to tell you, the backyard is looking splendid. The whole yard looks terrific. I mean, you can tell there's a lot of work that's happening out there.
Does it have a kickstand?
No, that's just how.
Oh, never mind.
No, that's no. Well, no, that's how it's connected.
That's
to
how
the,
it's connected.
To the back, yeah. It's.
I can get Fish to build my aquarium for my Leviathan.
Yes.
He'd be the guy. He'd be the guy to know.
Yeah,
he's big on. He's a project guy. He's got plenty of projects out there. That wheelbarrow, you can haul a lot of dirt. You can haul a whole lot of dirt about that. Very sad and frightening news from the wrestling world. We'll talk with Justin Starr about this tomorrow because this is somebody that I know he's been friends with. Former WWE star Shad Gaspard was found early this morning on Venice Beach. He had been caught in a rip current last weekend. Patrol officers were flagged down around 1:30 where a body had washed ashore. He went swimming with his son in the ocean. And they both got caught in a rip current. Thankfully, the young boy was saved, but he was not. And this is 39-year-old, big, strong dude. That rip currents are no joke, and the ocean in general is no joke. But he was part of Crime Time. He was just by all accounts just an absolute wonderful guy. The tributes that are coming in, paint him, and we can ask Dustin about it tomorrow. But they all paint him as just a spectacular guy. Man, just an awful, scary tragedy there.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers are extended to that family and their loved ones. That's sad to see anybody for any reason pass away at that young of an age is hard to watch. And I know that family is grieving something tremendously right now. So we send positive vibes to them.
Man, I remember me and a friend of mine, it's probably 10 years ago now. We're down at in the Gulf and decided to swim out to like a sandbar to see if we could see it from our hotel room, like up top, or from our condo or wherever we were staying. And you could see it way out there, but we were like, well, can we swim out there? And so we did, and you couldn't really stand on it. We thought maybe we could stand on it. We couldn't stand on it. But by the time we got all the way out there, we had broken, like, past where the current goes in and where it starts to push you back out.
Yeah.
And we were right on that edge. And I swam for probably, I would say, 2 to 3 like hard minutes of swimming, about as hard as I can swim, and I got nowhere. I did not get any closer to the shore, and I was too far out for like our friends and my wife and everyone was kind of on the beach. It couldn't even really hear me because we were so far out, and it was the scariest like 30 minutes of my life probably. Like I swam like as hard as I could swim, like sprinting. Like I was by the time, and finally I could see a little bit of progress. But me and him were just like, it's hard. I can't swim any harder than this, just because I was scared. I thought like, well, that's it. I'm just gonna be like taken away by the sea. And we finally could see like some progress after probably like 5-10 minutes of like hard swimming. I got like a little closer, so I'm like, okay, well maybe and eventually we finally got through, and I'm not the world's greatest swimmer or anything, so that was particularly difficult. But we got to shore, and like I just like fell out for hours because I was just exhausted. I think scary, man. That was one of the scariest things imaginable. So and thank God there was no rip current, or it would have been done for me. I tell you, don't play with the ocean, man. Do not play with it. It is, man. Have fun there, but geez, it can get you.
Don't play with the ocean, rivers, lakes. I had in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. That's where my aunt and my cousin have spent most of their lives. And just one of the things to do in Poplar Bluff, hey, we go find a creek, we hop in and we swim. And one of my cousins hopped in it, almost lost his life. He was in there with 2 of his friends, and one of the friends actually died. Got taken away by the current.
Good Lord.
Small river. Like, water is cool to look at and admire, and if you can stand up in it, knock yourself out, but don't mistake the top part of what the water is doing, the calmness of the top part with what the water is actually doing. Ducks look really, really cool sitting on their respective bodies of water, be it oceans or lakes or rivers. But if you look at what the duck is doing underneath the water, those little feet are going nonstop in an incessant rate. So that don't let that fool you a mistake, or don't you mistake the calmness for the top part of the water for that it's going to be calm underneath as well, because it's not. Currents are real, man.
It's a scary deal. There's no question about it. So it's a matter to me of just you mourn his loss, and man, especially when you see somebody that was so beloved, just feels very unfair. Feels very I don't know. Just it's difficult. It's very, very difficult. We've had enough death and tragedy and all that over the last few months for many, many lifetimes, and sadly, this is another example of that. So thoughts and prayers for sure out to his family and to Dustin, and a lot of the folks in the business are hurting quite a bit about all of that. How do you feel about when it's become like a major, well, not major, but it's become like a thing, a headline. Chad Ochocinco, leaving a $1,000 tip on a $37 meal at a place in Florida. When said, "Congratulations on reopening. Sorry about the pandemic. Hope this helps. I love you." So tipped $1,000. I don't know why this is necessarily headline news, but it's a nice thing. I don't know about, tweeting it out yourself on your own Twitter account, but hey, man, it's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, very nice, and that's one of the things that if you can, when you go out, I'm not saying
tip $1,000.
Yeah, tip $1,000.
You can.
But tip more than what you normally would. I know we eat out. Fortunately, we've been able to keep this part of our lives, going on where we eat out once a week, just to take some of the pressure off of the cooking and the cleaning and the food prep and all of that goes into cooking a meal at the house. We've still been able to go out to eat at various establishments. We've made sure to do our best to pick local spots and to leave a generous tip, as generous as we can. So on something that I might tip $2 or $3, I try and leave 10, 15, and just factor that into the cost of dinner or cost of lunch that particular day, because these are people in our community, and these are people who are struggling to make ends meet. And so if they're still open and still doing the curbside service, I do my best to leave as generous a tip as I can. Now, it's not $1,000, but it's something.
How do you feel like about tweeting it out on your own account that you're doing it?
Whatever. It is narcissistic, it is egotistical, but it got done. It got done.
You're thinking, at the end of the day, like, as long as you did it, I don't really care about
$1,000. I don't care. I don't care. But it's Ocho, man.
I know.
We've talked about this, about the proper tipping practices, and at the start of a night at an open bar, I go to one bar and I just, whether they see it or not, I just plop $20 in there. It's like, this is my bartender. This is where I'm going to be. Some people are like, hey, you got to make sure that they see you put the 20 in.
Yes.
It's like, well, no, you just do the tip and keep it moving, man. That's how I am. I just tip and keep it rolling. If you want to tip a G and then tweet it out, knock yourself out.
Well, I think I'm somewhere in between there. If the tip is I want this in that bar situation that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I want the bartender to be aware that I'm tipping something. I don't necessarily have to be like, hey, I'm tipping a big C note looking like and like, may I have your attention, please? I'm about to tip.
Slam it down like a big joker, baby.
I'm not like that, but I do think they need to see that you are doing it so that they're aware that you're not just sitting there and like, wasting their time. And if you get a drink and you don't tip at that moment, they know that you've already pre-tipped. Like, they're aware of the situation. I think that's more of just I want you to know where we stand on this issue, rather than just like, I want you to see how generous I am. I don't think that's necessarily part of the gig, but it's everyone's got their own thing. I would just hate it like if they keep turning around and they miss you putting like 20 in, like they're like, this dude's never then be like, no, that was mine. You're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like you could so you could watch it happen. Like,
think about me what you will, man. I
think it's better for the bartender to know you're contributing, so that helps your service as well. That helps that helps the situation all the way around. They get helped, and then you get helped better because they know you're being generous. You're not being, what was it going to be like if they how are they going to figure out that you did it?
It doesn't matter if they figure it out.
You need to have a good relationship with them.
I did it.
That's
I
one thing
got a
they
relationship.
need to know.
I don't need that good of a relationship with you. Hey, can I get? Yes, you're going to make it. Can I get this Jack and Coke? Yes. You're going to make my Jack and Coke.
If you're going to be like a regular, like I want to, establish the rapport. I want to establish.
I don't need a rapport with you. Just make the drinks. Here's the tip. If you see me do it, great. If you don't, fine. The tip is in there. I know I tip. We're good to go. The universe knows I tip, so we're good.
Okay.
Everything that needs to know knows what happened.
Is there? I'd be curious if there's a bartender listening. 67129. Should you tip in a conspicuous manner if you're going to sit at the bar for a while, so that you know where that? Or do you bartenders know? Do you have a sixth sense about where these tips are coming from and who's really tipping and all that stuff? I would like to know that. If any bartender could help with that, we'll answer that question and more. Up next, Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
The word is out about R&R on Sports, where you've heard interviews from
Ken Griffith Jr., Dr. J, Hank Aaron, and many, many more.
Right here, R&R on Sports, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m., Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Don't miss it.
For 95 years, Saya LTL Freight has hit the road to deliver the goods that keep businesses and communities moving. Now, in this uncertain time, we won't stop going that extra mile, because at the end of the day, we are all in this together for the long haul. Saya LTL Freight, driving stability, safety, support, and strength. Visit Saya.com. That's SAIA.com.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one, you have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Central Barbecue is committed to the health and safety of this community, who has supported Central for almost 20 years. Central Barbecue is still open for business with to-go and delivery options to serve the greater Memphis area with the same great barbecue you have come to know and love. With 4 locations to serve you, from downtown, midtown, and East Memphis, you can order your favorite barbecue and enjoy everything on the menu in the comfort of your own home. Call your nearest Central Barbecue location for more information on delivery and to-go options today.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive? Take the car for a couple of days if you want. Streamlined buying process. You're not going to be there all day. In and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar. Take it into Mississippi. The first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and C.J. Hertz. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
Now on and on we go. On and on we go.
A couple of texts on the First Bank text line. You don't play with Masters of Water, period. That period is all caps. That's right. CJ, you cracked me up. Coming from another texter. Thank you very much.
That was from CJ himself?
No, it was not. It was from a 937 number.
Oh.
Who's in the 937?
Shout out to 937.
Which area code is that? That's not, Nate Dogg didn't sing about that.
That's Dayton, Ohio.
Is it Dayton?
In. Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, shout out Dayton.
Shout out Dayton, listening in on the app or the stream or wherever they're checking us out. We have lots of ways for you to watch. shout out Dayton in the house. Appreciate very much you checking in. Those bartenders, I still need to know, do we need to tip conspicuously
Talk
if you're
to
a bartender?
Talk to Gabe. Gabe stopped me in the hallway in between the segments and let me know that he's like you. He wants it to be seen because a lot of people aren't tipping, and he wants to make sure he's getting good service.
Yeah, I want to make sure you know. And it's not even, I mean, the service part's fine, but really it's more about just, I want you to know I'm not a jerk. Like, I want you to know I'm not going to sit here and just accept the service without giving you something for it. That would not make any sense. I'm taking this bar seat. Here's my, here's my payment for that. Here's what I'm doing for you. You're taking care of me. I'm taking care of you.
I don't know you like that, so I don't care if you think I'm a jerk. So we're good.
But the point, it's not about you thinking. It's about the direct correlation on that. That's an extended relationship that's going on. That helps that relationship to be for you to be fully aware of all the parameters of it. If you're gonna be sitting there for a few hours watching a game or whatever it is, then you want that to have a good. We want to know where everybody is. We want to know what's going on with everybody. That's not an ego thing. That's just it's going to help everyone know each other better. You know what kind of person I am. I'm a good guy. I'm out here, doing the right thing, and you're doing the right thing by serving properly, and we're all having a great time here. This is great. You don't mischaracterize me, and I don't mischaracterize you.
Listen, it's a tip. I tip because we have to tip. So I leave the tip, and you give me good service because you have to. The motivation is internal for both of us. I want to be a good person, so I'm going to leave a tip. I want to be known as a good worker. I'm going to give you good service, regardless of what you do. Our interaction is not one that is something that is a mutualistic thing. I am very much individual in this situation. They are very much individuals in their own situation. The motivation has got to come from within, not necessarily from what we can do for one another.
No, it is a mutualistic situation. That's exactly what. That's a great term for it. That's exactly what it is. Your generosity benefits them. Their generosity benefits you. It is not what you're describing is just a standard transaction, which is not. This is not the case. The more goodwill is involved in this, the deeper the transaction becomes, the better it is. The more likely you are to tip even more in the future, the better service you're going to get which is going to make it even better. That's going to improve all of this.
No, because see, you are motivated by whatever motivates you. You should be motivated just off of the kindness and doing the right thing. The right thing says to leave a tip. Whether you see me leave it or not is irrelevant.
But listen, I get that. I'm not there. There is a baseline tipping that you should do no matter what. Okay? 20%, just baseline. Unless someone is spitting in your food, you should give them 20%, pretty much out of the gate. Now, if you want to give more than that, I think that they would want to know that you're that sort of a tipper. Now, if you do that at a meal or something, then they know. They see the tab and they see who it is and all that stuff, so they keep track of it. Or if you're ordering pizza or whatever, they keep an eye on who's tipping generously. That's cool. But if you're at the bar and it's just cash, they don't know that. They don't know that you're trying to enhance that relationship. You don't. Hey man, thank you. I appreciate you doing that. Here's a little extra. Now we're cool. Now they know that I'm appreciative of their services in a way more than just saying, "Hey, great job." That's not, no. Because if you don't get good service, to me, tipping the same whether it's good service or not is not a reflection of that good service. If I get exceptional service, I want to get exceptional results.
Yeah, the service has no bearing on whether or not I tip. So,
but you don't tip more for great service?
No.
Really?
The tip is what the tip is. Great or
so they could
otherwise.
Somebody could come in and do back handsprings and be amazing, and you would give them no extra.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
Well, because I've kicked it in circles where service they're looking for reasons to start deducting from
But I'm saying that's not you, though.
So,
you're not deducting. I'm not saying.
Okay,
I'm saying it doesn't go down. I'm saying it's going up.
There's no reason for me to take it.
Why?
Up.
What if it's spectacular service? Don't
That's
you
great.
want to acknowledge
That's
that?
cool. Good job.
Ooh, no. Boy, you started out really like in a very generous and selfless, like I'm just going to tip no matter what.
Yeah.
And then you ended with like I'm not going to reward anyone for like excellence at their job. That's
I tip. The tip is what the tip is, no matter what.
No. Now I'm fine. I would love for there to be no tips at all. But that's a whole different discussion. Maybe we'll have that discussion later in the week. We need to price things properly and not have tips. No tip would be the way to go because there's lots of stuff that goes along with tips. But that's another topic for another day. Thanks to the Hatchet Man for joining us on the program. We'll talk to Dustin Starr tomorrow and a couple of other surprises as well. Everybody have yourself a safe and great Wednesday.